And we are live. Welcome everyone back to the Blackwood for yet another session. This is session 11, Something Wicked. And joining us tonight are four of our players. Let's go ahead and introduce our names and our characters, starting with Alex.
I am Alexander. I am playing Sir Faulkner, an incredibly brave, heroic, rich, handsome knight out to go help the peasants rebuild and just generally be brave and manly and awesome.
Wonderful. Thank you. And how about you, Andrew?
I am Andrew, playing Sir Warren May, or Freelord Warren May, who is currently very upset that some people just tried to burn down his source of fine food and booze.
That's right.
They've gotten in the way of my hedonism, and they must die.
All right, and Derek.
I'm Derek. I'm playing Jan, son of Jan, the lumberjack woodsman who has a faithful companion, Mutt, that follows him everywhere that no one else can see.
Exciting. And Mr. Lilly.
Yeah, hello, my name is Jeremy. I also go by Erasmus in different parts of the internet. And I am playing Darkhood, who is dark and wears a hood. He also kicks ass with a bow and doesn't ask a lot of questions.
Indicative. All right. So before we get started, some quick blurbs. This game is part of the Nerds International Network. That's Nerds-International. Their home base is on Google+, so check us out there. Got a lot of great shows there. The Wild Die podcast is focused on Savage Worlds specifically, but there's also the Gathering of Dorks podcast or YouTube show that they do as well. And then some other people are running games on there. Steven Dragonspawn is one such character. He runs a lot of games. Actually, he's got some games coming up on FGCon set in Shinetar, so check that out, or Shanetar, sorry. Anyway, this game is the Blackwood, and it's a campaign setting being developed by us, the Mythic Gazetteer. And get excited. It's an explicit show, so you've been warned, damn it. All right. Now, last time we played, we were dealing with the aftermath of something that had happened 2 sessions ago. Jan and Darkhood got themselves in a tussle with some of the errants of the Firecat Inn and Tavern. And then the rival inn in town, called the Old Master, saw that something was up. They noticed some weaknesses in their rivals, and so they decided to strike while the iron was hot. And so there was a huge gang war, basically, that broke out in the market square, and our errants did an excellent job keeping everything safe. They watched the gangs butcher each other and then stepped in when things were getting a little too hairy. And so long story short, the errant captain, who was representing the Firecat, managed to fend off a bunch of attacks. She was on like her last defense when all of a sudden she turned the tides and killed the errant captain of the Old Master. And at that point, a lot of the Firecats had already taken wounds, but they were still, fairly evenly matched with the Old Master folks. But the Old Masters realized their captain was dead. They had to run out. They had to get that guy out of there. So they took him, and the Firecats decided to take that as an opportunity to retreat as well. But from what I understand, at least one of our errant heroes was displeased with this course of events. So I think he is actually not at the computer right now. Looks like Andrew stepped away. But in the meantime, does anybody have any immediate reactions to the aftermath of this duel?
Jan is enjoying the kind of emptiness of the Firecat now. He gets more alcohol to himself.
All right, so you're heading back there.
Yeah.
Cool. And I should say, too, a lot of the Firecats, the Firecats didn't really slink off back to their inn. They pretty much fled. They dispersed into the city, so it is definitely a quieter bar. The Old Masters did go back to their inn, though. They considered themselves the victors. Anybody else do anything in particular right afterward?
I'm just going to...
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Alex.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to say that Darkhood probably follows Jan back to the Fire Cat.
Okay, cool.
Just quickly surveying, make sure that nothing got damaged that I didn't see, and then I'll probably just go with them.
Okay. Yeah, you look around and you see like there were some crates and things like that that were collateral damage in the fight between the Old Master and the Firecat gangs. But for the most part, I mean, it's not like they set anything on fire despite trying. It's not like they did any serious property damage or anything like that.
Oh, that's a good point. Did they drop any of those things that contained fire somehow?
Oh, yeah, the potion bottles. There are some corpses that have some of these on there. I think there were 4 different Firecat people who broke off and ran toward the Old Master, and I think there were 4 did the same thing with the Firecats. So let's say, let's see
I'm going
here.
to snatch all those up that I can find because I don't want anyone to, get their hands on them.
Of course, yeah, and it's not like you would ever use them for your own purposes, right?
Well, I mean, heroically preventing them falling into wicked hands, it's only just that I am rewarded by getting to use them.
Yeah, of course. You have the responsibility to use them correctly.
Yeah.
One of them got shattered during the battle, didn't it?
Yeah, one of them did.
I think so. Yeah, there was a guy, he caught fire. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, you guys head back to the taverns and everything, but I know that while you are doing this, at the very least, your fellow errant Freelord Warren May is somewhat agitated by the results of everything. So that weighs on your conscience when you get back to the Firecat.
Wait, did I find it? Because maybe I just didn't hear you.
Wait, sorry, what was that, Sir Faulkner?
I said, did Sir Faulkner find any, or did I didn't hear you say that he found any.
Yes, let's say you found 3 of them.
All right, that sounds good.
And those are going to function like the burst, I think. No, that's a cone. They're going to function like the blast power, each one of them, with a fire trapping.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you said Warren's upset about it, but Jan doesn't even think about that. It doesn't cross his mind at all.
Fair.
He, as he actually goes back in, Mutt was there guarding the door in his dog armor. And so Jan stops there to pet Mutt on the head, tell him, such a good boy, keeping them out. And has Mutt stand guard there for a while in full armor as he goes inside. And he'll actually bring some food out for Mutt and put it right in front of the armor. Say, like, here you go, boy.
You know,
Enjoy
it's
this.
the craziest thing. Whenever Jan comes back out with the food, Mutt has wiggled out of his armor, and it's just sitting on the ground right next to him.
Oh, boy. Was that too warm? Ah, it's okay. Here, you have this. I'll take this with me, and I'll scoop up the armor and go back in.
Okay, sounds good. You can have a Benny for that.
I see Jan go back inside, and I head inside, and I rip up some of the food that he left out, and then I throw the rest of it somewhere else so it looks like the dog actually ate it.
Awesome. Okay, you can have a Benny too for that then. Oh, and Freelord May. So, what's your immediate reaction after this here duel? Or after this fight?
I think I am immediately going to start hunting people down.
Immediately? Okay. Yeah, so you guys are walking back toward the Firecat, and you're kind of interacting with Mutt at the door. Meanwhile, you see the
They may not
Freelord
even
May.
notice because I'd go to the other tavern anyway.
You'd go to the Old Master?
Yeah, if I was going to a tavern, yeah.
Okay,
So,
and I think you missed this information too. The Firecats kind of dispersed into the town, but the Old Master errants did go back to their inn.
not for long.
So, are you solely focused on destruction right now? Do you want to kill them, no holds barred, or if they want to negotiate, are you willing to do that?
They have one chance to surrender themselves to the judgment of the city, but if they don't do that, they're gone.
Okay, cool.
And I'll make a persuasion check to get them to surrender if you want.
Yeah, I would like you to do that actually. So let me find the check here.
Bonus because their guy was just killed?
Yeah, definitely. You'll get a +2.
Okay.
And your persuasion. Here we go. So you have to beat a 2.
11.
11? Yeah, so you get a success with 2 raises. Yeah, a success with 2 raises. So yeah, they are distraught over the loss of Shining Ernst. They feel like this is a betrayal of everything that they expected to happen, and in a lot of ways they feel that they let themselves down. And so there is an errant who kind of, as they're attending to the body of Shining Ernst, they say, yes, yes, we are ashamed of our conduct tonight. We will submit ourselves to the authority of the guards as soon as we have at least prepared his body.
That is acceptable.
All right, and then the barkeep, as this is going on, he kind of looks over at you and he says, he looks pretty pissed actually, but he looks at you and he says, I'll see to it that they stay true to their word.
He's aware that the fire cats tried to burn down his tavern. Like he realized this completely got out of hand.
Yeah, he was looking at the windows and everything. He saw the fight going on.
So he'd probably be happy with May because he stopped.
Oh, he didn't. He never. Eli never said he was unhappy with May. He just said he was pissed off in general.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna walk up to him, and I'll be like, "Don't worry, I'll make sure you're financially compensated for your duties here tonight." The effort what I'm trying to convey is I will make sure he doesn't lose money because he's losing business.
Gotcha. Yeah. He says, well, I surely appreciate it, but it's not like I'm poorly off here. This is one of the largest taverns in the city. I'll let you know if I need anything.
Sounds good. I'll be in your debt.
All right. All right. So then, what are you doing now? All these guys, mission accomplished. They're willing to follow you out, or not follow you out, but
they're going to turn themselves in.
Yeah.
Go talk to Toothsome Merkle and see if you can ask him to try and find these people.
Okay.
I realize it won't happen right away, but he's got his underworld contacts that he's been developing for a couple days, so.
Sure. Yeah. Merklin, he's with the caravan. He's at another tavern in the city. It's very nondescript, but it was cheap. You could buy in bulk there. And he says, "Oh yeah, well, I'd be happy to give you a hand. I'll put my nose to the ground right away. I won't even go to sleep before we find something out."
I would appreciate that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? I have always appreciated your generosity, sir. Freelord, that is.
You knew me before.
I knew you, but well, of course, yes. I know how your generosity is sometimes.
Formalities be damned.
A little later than we want. We always would prefer ourselves. That's fine. I can wait until the morning. I'll find something for you, and I'll come find you.
Thank you much.
Where can I find you?
I am at the Old Masters.
The Old Master. All right. Sounds good. Okay. So then, you go to the Old Master. You guys at the Fire Cat. Whenever you arrive, the barkeep Hans, he's almost at the door, and he kind of shuffles back behind the bar whenever you arrive, and he just is shaking his head. The bar is totally empty. It's quiet. Not even the barmaids are there anymore.
Jan doesn't notice. He says, "Where's all the help around here?"
Anybody want to interject?
Nope.
I think maybe they were afraid of getting caught in a building fire, Jan.
No, they just had axes.
There's nothing like a good fight to get the thirst up. 4 beers, Hans. And then he turns and looks at his companions. You guys want anything?
Brought my own.
I'll have something a little stronger if you've got it, Hans.
He kind of looks at Jan, and then he looks at Darkhood, and then he looks at Sir Faulkner, just shakes his head, throws his hands in the air, and turns around to go get the stuff. And Sir Faulkner, did you say you wanted water or you wanted...
Oh, no, he said he brought his own.
He brought his own. That's right. Okay. Yeah. Then eventually Hans comes back and he's got the drinks for you. He sets 4 tankards down in front of Jan. Works up quite a thirst, I guess. And then he walks over to Darkhood and he says, it's not too fancy. It's just some backwoods hooch, but it's the whiskey of the province.
He thanks Hans, and then discreetly he hands him a somewhat smaller bag, maybe one that he took off of one of the corpses in the street or something, and it has 50 silver in it.
Nice. Okay, I like that. You can have a Benny for that. He takes the bag and he says, "Oh, wow, Darkhood, I appreciate this. It'll come in handy as I'm trying to look for clientele." Then he kind of shrugs and walks away. So, does anybody want to do anything before we fast forward to the next day?
Nope.
Sir Falkner,
I want to
you
finish my
sleeping
drinks.
in the fire cat?
Yeah, he'll probably sleep up there again.
Okay. All right then. So I need everybody to.
Jan will finish his drinks, and then he'll stumble to the stairs and yell up, "Rose baby, you still here?"
Hans says, "Yeah, she didn't dare leave during that fight." But Jan, I am going to need you to give me a vigor check at a -4, 1 for each tankard. And then
-4.
yeah. And then Darkhood, I'm going to need you to make one a -2.
My vigor is a D4. This will be fun.
Oh God.
Well, at least you know if you pass, you're going to pass really well.
Oh, my ace. My 6 aced.
Nice.
Come on. And another ace.
Oh man, you lucky.
And then it fell off. Hold on. And 5. So 13.
13. And that's with the -3 factored in. Or -4.
Right. Yeah.
Jeez. And Darkhood?
Yeah, mine was a similar number, only it was missing the 1 in front, so it was a 3 total.
All right. Well, so Jan, all of this ale really helped you to weather the night that's ahead of you for all 4 of you.
Or you think it did.
Darkhood, you not so much. You have a level of fatigue, so that's a -1 to all of your checks during this night, right?
Oh, you were asking things we'd like to do before we go to bed?
Yes.
I'd like to not be tormented by horrible dreams.
Well, that's tough. It's going to happen.
Fuck.
So, as you all sleep, you wake up, and it's still nighttime. And you are in your respective inn, but outside you hear the clash of battle. What do you do?
Run outside.
Wait, this is in the morning or at night?
This is at night. This is, yeah.
Maybe I'll think to grab a cloak before I run outside, but run outside.
Run outside.
How much clothes do I have on?
You're totally naked.
I throw on a helmet and string my bow and grab my quiver and get halfway to the door, and then I go back and put on some breeches.
Maybe an axe.
So
in his drunken stupor, Darkhood kind of rouses to that kind of just conscious level and hears all this ruckus and thinks that it's just Jan in the next room.
Mm-hmm.
So he just bangs on the wall and tells him to keep it down and then rolls over and goes back to sleep.
As you bang on the wall, you're expecting like thump, 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 and it's like reverberating into this cavernous space on the other side of the wall. The rest of you, as you jump out of bed and start running, you notice that you just can't run very quickly. It feels like you're running through sand or something. But you do manage to get to the window or the door or wherever you're headed. And all of a sudden, you see outside that there is a wide field of carnage filling up this marketplace. It looks like hundreds of people fought and died in this place. And there's this strange midnight winter mist that's crept over the entire marketplace.
Let's go outside and kill it. Bring it on.
All right. And Darkhood, you roll over to go to sleep. You can't. You're wide awake. It's like something about that knock was unsettling.
The good news is Jan will start yelling for Darkhood. Be like, hey, you got to see this. Hey, Darkhood, where are you?
Oh God, that could totally
I don't
take the wrong way.
want any part of what you've got going on in that room, Jan.
Darkhood, you don't hear him.
Outside.
Oh, I don't hear him. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm having a difficulty shaking off the way that this knock kind of transpired, then he'll go ahead and roll out of bed, kind of reluctantly, and start inspecting the wall, trying to see if he can't figure out why it was.
Are you
why
alone?
it did what it was. I don't know. Yeah, I guess the soul would be with me.
No, that's what I'm asking. Are you alone?
Oh, that's a good question for Eli.
You are.
Oh, was I alone when I went to sleep, or do I remember?
Well, I mean, it is blurry. But you're pretty sure Isolda's there.
So yeah, I'll start calling out for her and looking around for her first of all.
Okay. You do hear the sounds of battle outside. But you don't see her in the room, and the door is open a crack.
Then I'll go and glance out the window, see what you described, and then start gathering my gear and basically just my bow and quiver and the antler knives, and then head to the door.
So you get to the window, and you look outside, and you turn around, and when you turn around, you walk out the front door of the Firecat into this carnage, and you're already dressed. And you look to the side, and you see that Jan is standing there next to you, and you look to the other side, and you see Sir Faulkner is there. And you look across the way, and you can see a figure standing at the Old Master. And for you, Freelord May,
I definitely did not go outside.
Oh, what did you do?
I didn't do anything yet.
Oh.
He's not a coward. No, he's just preparing himself
Okay.
mentally.
So I look out and I see all this carnage, and I decide that I definitely, for sure, 100% am dreaming, and I try to go back to sleep.
Okay. Yeah, so you go over and you lay down in the bed, and I need you to make a spirit check for me, please.
Oh man, I've got such spirit.
So the funny thing about this, Eli, the other thing I was considering grabbing for a spell was detect conceal arcana.
Ah.
Now that we're in a
interesting.
magical dream.
15. What's up?
15?
Yeah.
All right, so you successfully do not fall asleep. You lay down on the bed, and you're trying to go back to sleep. You think you're dreaming, but you know what? All of a sudden, you feel as if I am here and I go to sleep, I am going to descend to a level I do not want to go.
I decided to look for my good friend, the Red Bear.
Red Bear, okay. You look over, and the red bear is hopping out the window as you make eye contact with it, right? But as soon as it hops out the window, all of a sudden, it's in your arms, and you're downstairs as well.
Well, I'm fine with this. And by fine with this, I mean terrified. And by terrified, I mean fine with this.
You can have a penny for that.
Darka is going to turn to Jan and kind of grab a hold of the front of his tunic and say, "How much did I drink?"
Jan looks down at his fingers. I think you just had one.
That's not possible. And he'll lean over and retch against the building.
These are the things that you guys are understanding each other to say, but what you are hearing is more like
Do not take the brown acid.
Where's Mutt?
Mutt is nowhere to be found.
Jan he's kind of chuckling at Darkhood for retching, and then he'll start to look around and say something to Mutt and doesn't see him. And he's going to start to freak out. And he's going to get serious. And he's going to be like, whoa, where's Mutt? Has anyone seen Mutt?
Mutt was inside sleeping. I don't think we should wake him.
Blah, 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 blah.
Jan turns to Faulkner and says, you sound weird. Now where's Mutt?
Hey, Freelord May, make a notice check for me.
Pass, of course.
What was it?
I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
5.
You hear this. It sounds really far away, but it's the barking of a hound. And you look out into the marketplace and you see that much closer than the sound would indicate, there is this big shaggy dog kind of dancing over the top of the corpses out there. Looks like he's just frolicking around the marketplace.
Awkward. I'll call out to it. Hey, boy.
It stops and it looks at you, and it's shocked. And then it runs off toward the fire cat.
I'll head over in that direction.
You look up and you see that Mutt is in the middle of the marketplace. And he looks at you and he barks, and the other two of you hear the bark as well. And you look over and you see that there's this big shaggy dog in the middle of this marketplace. And all of you are looking at this dog, and it takes a trot in your direction. And then all of a sudden, the figure on the other side of the old master like sucks over to you immediately and is right in front of your faces, and it's Warren.
I mean, Jan would be like, "Oh, good," and then like, "Ah!"
Hans!
I'll wave.
Hans, what did you put in this drink?
I'm decided that I'm definitely sleeping, but this isn't. I don't want to fall asleep in my dream, so I just get ready for whatever craziness is going to happen, and I draw my sword and my shield, and I vibrate slightly with excitement. I wet myself with excitement.
You start to hear this laugh. It's hollow and cold, echoing through the marketplace, right? Mutt finally,
bring it on.
Mutt finally kind of canters over to you and sits next to Jan, but he sits behind him. He's whimpering and kind of looking up from behind Jan's large lumberjack legs.
I'm still kind of shocked also that Jan is Mutt. I look over at Darkhood and point, be like, what?
I don't know, man. My head doesn't feel right.
Dude, at the point.
All of a sudden, it dawns on you, Freelord May. This laughter is familiar. It's been a while since you've heard it, and it's not like there's something different about it, so it's almost unrecognizable. But this is the exact way that Dion Rainier laughs whenever like there's a particularly dry moment of humor.
Son of a bitch!
And all of a sudden, you guys think you hear this. You think you hear this laughter behind you. And like you guys aren't very far away from the Firecat wall. There's maybe 6 or 7 feet between you guys and the Firecat wall, and yet this laughter is coming from behind you.
Turn around. Is it coming from behind us, or is it coming from behind the Firecat? Or is it hard to tell?
Like it sounds like it's right behind you.
Turn around.
Well, I whirl around and take 2 steps back.
Okay. You whirl around, and all of a sudden you're naked.
Do I still have my sword?
Nope.
I'm unhappy.
Was that a euphemism?
Does that happen to everyone that looks around?
All of you turn around, and no, it's only Sir Faulkner is naked.
Well, gentlemen, I'm handsome. Only I wouldn't
Bring
say
it
that in
on!
character.
But you guys all turn around, and you see that there's nobody there. Stopped.
Jan will get down to Mutt and say, "You smell him, boy? Point him out."
Is the Firecat there?
The tavern? Yeah, the tavern's there.
Okay.
All of a sudden, Darkhood, you've got your hood up, and the corner of your hood starts wagging like it's in the breeze or something, and you hear this breath.
I'll turn and look that way. Almost bring my bow up to kind of get it in between me and whatever is causing that to happen.
Okay. So the rest of you three, you see Darkhood turn around and start to raise his bow up almost reflexively. How do the other three of you react to this?
Try and
sudden
look
motion?
at where he's going to aim.
Okay.
Yeah, Jan has his bow ready, so he starts to draw to shoot at the same thing.
Okay.
I take no action at all. I am deciding that I need to not do anything so I can wake up.
Okay. So I need everybody to make spirit checks. Everybody's at a -2 except Sir Faulkner, because Sir Faulkner is not actively looking at what's behind you all.
I got a 5.
5.
Wait, I don't have a -2. I got a 7.
A 7? Okay.
I got a 5.
15.
Jesus.
I spent a Benny to re-roll, and
Okay.
the highest that I got was a 2.
A 2. Oh man, that is too bad.
Is that including the negative?
Yes, the highest that I got was a 4, so it totaled out to a 2 with the negative.
All right. Well, Darkhood, we're going to roll ourselves on the fright table and see what happens to you. So I got a 10.
I guess it technically would have been a 1 if that makes a difference, because I'm at a -1 from being drunk.
Oh God. Yeah. So you really have.
Was
problems.
that a fear check?
It was.
Oh, then I actually only got a 5.
You only got a 5. Oh, okay, but you still succeed. Okay, so you guys all turn around except for you, Sir Faulkner. All you hear, Sir Faulkner, is you feel this like pressure behind you. It's not like something's touching you, but it's like whenever something gets really close to you and your hackles kind of raise, it's that feeling, but it's like a huge pressure behind you. The other three of you, you turn around, and across on the other end of the marketplace, there's this alleyway, and it's not just shrouded in darkness. That's where the night is coming from, is from this alleyway. It's spilling out of this narrow corridor, right? And then all of a sudden you see this hand that's black and shriveled and has these long, sharp nails. It reaches out and goes whoosh, and it gets right up in all three of your faces. And immediately you guys wake up in your beds. You know for certain that you are fully awake now, but because the sun is actually rising outside. But this is the final image that you guys had before you woke up.
The first thing Jan does is he reaches down and checks himself, make sure everything's still there.
Yeah, everything's still there.
You know what I mean?
Everything's in working order.
Okay.
That's right, creepy guy. You better run.
And what's her name? Rose is right there next to you.
He makes sure everything's still there with her too.
It is. Darkhood, you wake up and Isolde is right next to you.
Darkhood wakes up screaming.
Isolde is like, oh, honey, what's wrong? What's wrong?
I guess it was just a bad dream. I don't feel very good. And he's going to go to the window and retch.
Okay. All right. Cool. You can have a Benny for that as well. And then Sir Faulkner, what about you?
Well, what do I wake up? What?
Red Bear is licking your face.
Well, I look at him, and I decide that he must have done something to cause me to wake up and save me. So I pick him up, and I'm like, I love you. And I hug him, and I decide that I'm going to go downstairs and get him something extra nice to eat.
Nice. Okay. And for you, Freelord May?
That's right, you better run.
And then Jan, son of Jan, etc., etc.
He has some fun in the morning.
All right, I dig it. So this happens to you all. Darkhood, you have a minor phobia. This is a hindrance that is related to this trauma. And what you can write down is minor phobia, and then in parentheses, creeping closer. And you all wake up with the feeling that whatever that thing was, the whole time, the battle outside, the corpses on the marketplace, even, and this is kind of a weird thought, it's disconcerting, but even Mutt for a little while, it all seemed to be building toward this moment when the darkness reached out from you from the alley. And whatever this darkness was, you feel it was creeping toward you the entire time. But you get on to breakfast. You guys have a chance to meet up and talk. And I know that Freelord Warren was interested in getting information back from Toothsome Merklin. So if you are willing to dine in the same place as them, we can just get all this information to everybody all at once.
I was actually going to head over there.
Okay.
Because I'm going to walk up to Darkhood and go, dude, I had this dream. I saw Mutt. He was real.
You
out of earshot of Jan.
you had the dream last night, is what you're talking about?
His dog, man.
And were there bodies scattered everywhere?
All over the place. And then this hand.
And then Faulkner was standing there naked.
Yeah, that was weird too, man.
And
I think I ate something last night. No.
Yeah, but I had that dream. I had the same exact dream. So, did you have a drink from Hans? Did you?
No.
Maybe it's something in the water.
Let's go with that.
I think that's a safe bet.
I would say Jan hadn't made it down yet, and so he comes down the stairs when they're kind of chatting, and he just loudly says,
"Have you heard of ergot poisoning? It's in the bread, man. We gotta be careful." Oh God.
Yeah.
Did you have any bread?
Jan walks,
Did you have any bread from the caravan?
You know, I did. It's been a couple of days, but yeah.
Shit. Faulkner's trying to poison us all.
I assume that I'm actually there, and I'm just gonna what? I ate that bread too!
Did you have a dream? Were you naked in your dream? Do you have a naked dream?
I have a dream every night. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Dream, dead bodies.
Did you show up? Did you show up to errant without your pants on?
My pants now.
yeah, so Jan will walk down the stairs, and he didn't hear all this. He just kind of stretching, like he had a good time this morning. So he walks down to get some food, and he goes, there you all are. I had the strangest dream last night. You were there, and he points to Darkhood, and he says, you were there, and he points to Warren, and he says, and you were naked, and he points to Faulkner.
Why are you guys all dreaming about me naked?
I'm just gonna look up at Jan and go, dude, seriously, shower, have a bath, please, for the love of God, for the love of the Elder King.
You guys are still the only people in this tavern, by the way.
Is Hans around?
He's not, in fact. You can tell that he was there earlier today, but he's not there now. However,
is it morning?
It is, yeah. But he's not. He's just not in the room right now. However, Toothsome Merklin walks through the door and comes over and says, "Oh, hey, did you all sleep well last night?"
Dude, I will tell you about it later. I'll tell you about everything later, but no.
It was.
I slept great. Don't worry about it.
I had awful nightmares last night.
I think he poisoned his bread, man. He poisoned the wheat.
Oh, from the caravan?
Yeah. He's trying to kill us all.
Well.
You had a dream too? Was he naked?
This little lordling here? No, sir.
Well, how did you know he's a little lordling?
That would have been a nightmare.
I start laughing. You have no idea.
Okay, so first of all, everybody can have a Benny for this scene. That was a lot of fun. Second of all,
What about a Benny for being super overconfident during the dream? Bring it on, bitch.
oh yeah, that works too. Absolutely. Yeah, Merklin kind of shakes it off and he says, "Well, anyway, Freelord, I did find out some information for you.
Excellent.
The Firecats, they hold up here overnight, but they decided that they were going to cut town as soon as they could this morning. And so at first light, they skipped out the gate, and I hear only 2 of them survived, as a matter of fact. I hear the rest of them are badly wounded."
Let's go get him.
Well, all right. Okay. Do any of you 3 want to attend?
You're going to go get who? The people who actually didn't attack the... Who are you going after?
The remaining live Firecats. So Ursula and Mook number 57.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you going after them?
Because they tried to break the truce.
Break what truce?
Okay, so do you remember the part where those guys broke off and tried to go burn down the old master?
Right. Yeah, you killed all those people. So the people.
Yeah, you think they weren't all working together?
I think you can't blame people for mistakes other people make.
No, as in they were providing a distraction so the other people could attack the tavern.
It's a very good distraction to just go die. No, I'm not going with you.
Okay.
Okay.
What about those from the old master that likewise tried to destroy the Firecat?
They're turning themselves in this morning. I already talked to them.
I see.
And for what it's worth, Freelord May, whenever you left the old master this morning, you did see that a lot of the errants were mustering each other, and they were talking about going to the guards.
No, I was very persuasive. It was very much, you can turn yourself in or you can join here later.
Yeah, and they heard that loud and clear.
So,
Okay, so you guys kind of go on your separate ways. We're going to do a quick combat for anybody who wants to come along and hunt down these remaining 2 Firecat errants. And then for Sir Faulkner, if you want, you can go and pick up your armor.
Excellent. I'm going to go and pick up my armor.
Cool. So we'll take care of that first. Did you go to the same people that Warren went to for his divination session, basically?
I absolutely did.
Okay. Yeah, that is. What were their names? It was something ridiculous.
I've got it written down.
Clara and Heron Flinderfell. And so you go to the Flinderfell estate, and Clara says, "Oh yes, well I had some armor that was already made that would serve the purpose as well. So all I really did was some detailing. It was a few hours earlier today. It worked out just fine. Or a few hours last night. Let me get it for you. Absolutely." So she goes off, or she signals for a servant to go off and get it, and then eventually the servant returns and describe this armor that this servant brings back.
Well, it's made out of dyed sentinel wood. It's basically just mostly it's a Levy motif. There's some birds on the armor, but it's all this really silver and shiny, and it's very heavily lacquered and polished, so it's just overly beautiful, and
Nice.
It's completely silver. And then there is, on the chest, there's a small shield with some, well, you can't see my chest, but it's a shield.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got 3 green lines going horizontal, and then below that, vertical, and then it makes basically a square like that with a black line running down the center, which is the symbol of his house.
Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you're going to get that, and you're kind of left sitting in the lobby for a couple hours, making small talk with this gal and that sort of thing. We're going to jump
And
into
flirting heavily.
With a married
Her husband
woman?
was there too.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not like, actually going anywhere. It's just compliments. An endless string of compliments.
Sure, absolutely. So, all right, so here's what this quick combat is going to look like. I will set the scene, and then each of you will choose a skill that you want to roll for this scene. It is most often going to be some sort of fighting check, fighting, shooting, spellcasting, something like that. But there are some other things you might do too. So, and then depending on your descriptions or like tactical advantages that you narrate yourself having, I may give you modifiers or penalties based on a variety of things. So, the scene. You find out from Toothsome Merklin that the 2 fire cats have run off into the forest. And let me share screens with you for a moment. First of all, get this zoomed in. All right, so here is the map of the town, right? This is Denvorn town, and the old master is here, the fire cat is here, so this is where this fight took place. You find out that the 2 fire cats were down here in the lower quarter somewhere. By the way, this is the estate of the Flinderth elves right here. Can you see my mouse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Otherwise, I would have felt foolish. So anyway, you find out that they fled the gate, and they went on to Maiden Valley, right? So Denvorn is here. You guys came in by this road originally, and they ran off into the forest, off toward Red Tower.
Darkwood and I know where that is.
Yeah, I was going to
That's
say,
true.
I think we've been there before.
You have, yeah. It's a tower. It's one of the oldest structures in the valley, but it is ruined. There's a legend about a beautiful maiden, actually the maiden for whom the valley is named, who was imprisoned in that tower, and a brave hero errant tried to come and rescue her, but this errant was killed, and so the maiden died as well. And the tragedy is deeply entwined with the rest of the valley's history. So they're heading off toward Red Tower, or at least that's where you suspect. They're definitely heading off to the south, and it's possible that they're trying to escape afterward. So what kind of checks do you guys want to make for this quick combat? Each of you will get 1.
Dude, we have to find her first, or we just assume we
Yeah, I
found
mean,
her?
like, a tracking roll would be really appropriate. That's one of the few non-combat ones I think would be useful.
Okay, I better do that so we can find them.
Okay, sounds good. And so if you succeed, then I'll give the fighters a +2 because of a tactical advantage. How's that sound?
Okay, so do you want me to just roll and then describe what I do?
Yeah, based on your result.
I'm going to spin a Benny.
Okay. And I will say that you guys already have a +1 because you do outnumber the foes.
Should we try and convince them to surrender, or should we just say they're not going to and it's just a combat?
You can try. You can certainly try, but you only get 1 check. So if you fail, then it's going to be up to Darkhood to take them out.
I got a 9.
A 9?
Mhm.
Okay, success with a raise, so that will definitely give everybody a +2 to that. So you're currently at +3.
Okay, so how this is we get to the gate, and Jan gets down to the ground, and he's talking real quietly into the air. He's really talking into Mutt's ear. Say like, okay, boy, we've been working on this hard. You can do this. I know you can. Put your nose to the ground. You can smell them. Smell them out. And and they just see Jan kind of talking to himself. He's like, yeah, that's it. That's it. And then he kind of looks up into the distance. All right, we've got him now. And turns back and says, Mutt's got the scent. And heads off after them.
That's awesome. Yeah, you can have a Benny for that. That's great. Yeah, and so for the record, the quick combat rules, if you get a raise on your check, then you get a Benny. So that's technically what the Benny is for.
Oh no, I mean, I'm more of thinking. I'm not sure if Mutt's real or not anymore. Before I was pretty sure that he wasn't, but maybe this crazy lumberjack isn't as crazy as I thought he was.
The plot thickens. Or maybe you're all crazy together.
That's what it is. It was a collective dream, and that's how
So
he
Jan.
feels. But,
Jan's not crazy.
So then, you do manage to track them to the south. They're not quite to Red Tower when you come upon them. And when you come upon them, you notice that it's actually just the one Firecat like ruffian. It's not Ursula. Ursula is not with him. And he's kind of sitting on a stump. And he's holding his side. And then he's got his sword drawn, and he's kind of paranoiacally looking around him.
where's your leader?
You're going to step out and talk to him then?
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and give me a persuasion check then, or intimidate or taunt or whatever you think is appropriate.
Persuasion, it'll be
And you do have a +3 to this.
+3.
Mhm.
Jesus. 10.
10. Okay, that's a successful raise as well. So So how do you approach this guy first of all?
I just walk right up to him.
Okay, sounds good. In the middle of the woods. Yeah, he's like shaking in his boots, but he's holding his side and he's holding his sword out at you. So what do you say to this guy?
I tell him to turn himself in.
He says, "Hi."
He's got two choices. He can turn himself in, or he can die right here.
Okay. So he looks at you, and he looks at the other two gentlemen assembled here in this clearing.
That may or may not be all that visible.
I'm not out in the open.
Because
He's on the oh, it's just okay.
They're both ranged combat people. It might just be me.
Yep.
Okay.
Darko's
So then
definitely hidden.
you say then go ahead and turn yourself in or die, and he stands up and says, "Who's going to kill me? You? By yourself?"
You might remember I did that to a bunch of your friends yesterday after they tried to, set me on fire.
He winces at this. Oh, and you can tell he was there. He was one of the guys that didn't catch on fire. And he says, "You killed so many people I know."
Dude, you tried to burn down the place where I drink wine. What did you think was going to happen?
That's what you're mad about? You're mad about losing the place where you can get drunk? He's really off balance at this point.
Yeah.
He says, "That's it." He takes his hand off of his side and he looks down and he sees that it's bloody. And he yells at you and he's going to charge you, right? But you have done such a good job persuading him that he is actually enraged. And so you're going to grant an additional +2 to Darkhood's check. Darkhood. Looks like Freelord May is caught off guard maybe. He definitely doesn't have his weapon out. You've never really seen where he puts his weapon, but it's not out now.
Some things are better left unknown.
No, they have actually seen it before. Because in the first session I was in, that was the signal to attack.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. So then you're familiar with it, but you see that he doesn't have his weapon out right now.
Okay. So, am I still at a -1 from being drunk? From the night previous? Okay.
Check.
So, if I'm understanding this correct, a further +2 to the +3 I already had, for a total of 5.
5.
-1 for being drunk, so a total of +4.
Yeah.
All right.
So he literally cannot fail.
Oh, good lord. Okay, I'm going to spend a Benny.
Okay, what check are you making?
Shooting, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, I guess if I'm just doing shooting, all I have to do is hit a 4, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah. So I got a 7 total without spending
7.
a Benny.
Just shy of a raise. That's too bad. Because you could have got a Benny too. By the way, Andrew, you get a Benny for.
I wrote it down.
Okay, good. All right then. So yeah, you managed to kill this guy right before he attacks your friend. How does it happen?
So he's been bleeding, and he looks down and notices that his hand is bloody, and he basically gets that look on his face like, I'm almost dead anyways, so I'm just going to go out with a fight. And he raises his weapon and he takes 2 steps, and an arrow passes through the front of his throat, just in one side and out the other. And he takes about another half a step, and his eyes go wide, and then he just goes face down into the dirt.
Dang. So is it a situation where like
I'll just
Freelord
turn
May is
around to
looking at him?
Darkhood and bow.
Well, I was going to ask, is this a situation where, like, Freelord is here and the guy is here, and the guy, like, an arrowhead pops out of his throat, or is it like the dude can see the feathers right in front of his face? Which side?
No. Like it goes in from the side and comes out the other side.
Oh, okay. So it's like
I can wear like one of those little hats
yeah,
right
exactly.
around his neck.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, so he falls to the ground dead, but still, Ursula is nowhere to be seen. And at this point, it's 8:30, so we'll take a quick break for 10 minutes. So go to the bathroom, smoke them if you got them, refill on drinks, whatever you need to do. And we will meet again. It's actually 8:27, so let's meet again at like 8:35. Cool.
And that hurricane is nuts, dude.
Yeah, it's looked like it's been pretty crazy. Something like 300 people have been killed in Haiti.
From my understanding, at least on Reddit, it was saying that between Haiti, Cuba, and the Bahama mainland, I think is what it said, there were over 100. There were over 850 people dead.
Wait, what?
Jeez.
When?
Like I said, I read it on Reddit, so I don't know if it's accurate or not. But
Google
that's
had
what
the
it
death
was.
count so far being about 125.
Okay, like I said, that was just what the tally post or whatever that I was checking on said.
I mean, to be fair, it's possible that we'll be finding out about deaths in Haiti and whatnot for weeks to come.
Oh yeah.
Oh, are you guys talking about that storm that's coming to get me?
Matthew,
Yeah.
I'm really pissed. There was a day when I was the deadliest hurricane.
Yeah. If you guys don't hear from me after this weekend, I died.
Okay.
Are you on the East Coast?
Yeah.
Well, man, good luck.
No, it'll be fine. It's even if it does come get me, I'm from Oregon, so I'm immune to weather.
Have you ever been in a hurricane before?
No, we don't have those on the West Coast.
Okay, like I'm from Houston, so we get hurricanes almost like on a regular basis. It is no freaking joke, dude. Not at all.
They look crazy. I've never been in one myself, but they look crazy.
Luckily,
paraphrase Eli in Tornado Alley, if we can see it in its side, it's already too late.
yeah, like luckily, all of the bad ones that we've had since I've been adult have come in the middle of the night, and I sleep like the dead. So, it was okay. I slept through it, but it's pretty horrendous, man. I mean, it's the wind is just ungodly.
Well, I have 2 weeks worth of canned foods in my house, anyways.
That's good.
And I mean, I only got like 4 gallons of water here, but that should be fine.
Fill up every container you can, including your bathtubs, with water, because every flush of the toilet takes almost a gallon. And if you run out of water, like if the water shuts off, you can't flush your toilet after you empty the back tank. So,
Well,
it's bad news.
So did you see offshoots or side effects of Katrina, Jeremy?
Katrina, we got a lot of rain because we were on the western side of it. But the real problem was, like, however long it was afterwards, I would say like 2 or 3 months after we got Rita. And that's when they did a mandatory evacuation because everybody was freaking out about it being a repeat. And it took, there were some people that the freeways were so congested with traffic for the evacuation that it took some people what normally takes 2 hours. It took some people 24 hours to get through.
Crap.
So, I mean, you literally were sitting dead still in bumper-to-bumper traffic for miles and miles.
It's like, man, I should be fucking walking.
Yeah, there were people that actually lived that were local to the areas that had the congestion. My uncle was one of them. He actually went out there with a shopping cart where he had gone and bought like pallets of water bottles, and he literally just wheeled it up and down the shoulder. Yeah, just handing them out to people because people were overheating, and it was terrible.
Jeez.
And then we got hit with Ike like 2 or 3 years later. And that was a really bad one.
Now I don't feel so bad being in Tornado Alley.
Well, the really bad part about hurricanes is that they spawn tornadoes. So you don't just have to deal with the hurricane and the flooding that comes with it, but it also has tornadoes that go flying off in all directions. So it's,
Well, yeah, but as George Carlin was saying, the beauty of a tornado is you don't know that it's coming. If you've got a hurricane, you already know that it's there.
That's
if a
true.
tornado happens already, oh, man.
Yep, it's true.
I mean, hurricanes don't just pop up. You've got plenty of time to leave, especially now, thanks to satellites.
Then all you need is the ability to leave.
I was reading an article today, though, that said there's hurricane truthers out there that are accusing the national government of fabricating the data about hurricanes to make them to say that the storms are stronger than they used to be because it's a conspiracy for global climate change.
That is stunning.
Yeah, who knows, man?
Okay.
There are nut jobs all over the place.
So, let's get back into the game then. So
I do
you
want to
guys
say one
have...
more thing though.
Is that what
Oh, go ahead.
I've been checking the weather like every single day for the last 2 weeks, and they keep deciding whether or not it's going to hit me, and they're like, it's definitely going to hit. You're going to get right in the middle of it. It's going to completely miss you. You're just going to get a little rain. So I really don't even know what's going to happen anymore.
That is an uncertainty, to be sure. Okay, so meanwhile, back in Denvorn province.
Well, I was going to say, before we leave the dead body in the woods, Jan will walk up to it and kind of kick it where the arrow is and say, I could have done that too.
Dark, did you have any...
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Jan and I'm gonna say, you didn't? And then just turn and walk off back towards town.
Jan's going to look down at Mutt and say, touche.
All right. However, you say you're walking back toward town. Ursula is still not killed. And Jan's tracking score is enough to show that there are still some tracks that look like hers that run off further. You guys have gone pretty far south at this point, so they're starting to run back to the west.
Damn, that's cold. She left his ass.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are we allowed to go after her?
You certainly can. Yeah, sure. So why don't you make another tracking check?
Oh, I'll put a shooter. Okay. Ready?
I could try tracking so you can do that, but I'm not very good at
This
it.
isn't quick combat anymore.
I'm really good at tracking. I got a 7.
A 7?
Mhm.
Okay. So also make a stealth check for me, and this will need to be everybody. So Freelord May, if you would as well. Oh, where'd it go?
Got a 6.
I don't think he ever turned his camera back on.
Oh.
You said stealth, right?
Yeah, stealth. And you're trying to beat a 5.
I got a 6.
I'm going to just spin another Benny. My dice are trying to kill me.
I like the woodsman edge when I'm outside.
What are the modifiers currently? Is it just the plus or the -1 for me being drunk?
Yeah, and you actually don't have to worry about that anymore.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
You've recovered.
All right, I'm going to spin a second Benny.
Okay.
See if I can't get... Okay, there we go. That's a 5. Barely.
Cool. All right. Well, the tie does go to whoever rolled it, just so you know. And I rolled a 5, so you would have to beat a 5.
Okay, no worries then. I'm not going to go
Okay.
more than 2 bennies on it. So
Sure. Yeah, so you guys approach, and you can see Red Tower kind of coming through the forest from a distance, and you sneak up there. You start to realize that, like, you start to hear sounds out there, right? But you do get to within kind of, a stone's throw of the tower, and you see that there's a camp set up. And there are a number of individuals at this camp, and it's a little weird. They're all just standing there and looking into the forest. It's like they're on patrol, but like that's all any of them are doing is standing there and looking out into the forest. And you're managing to kind of keep concealed whenever they are looking your way and then looking up. And you count that there are 8 individuals there that are standing looking out into the forest. And then there is a 9th who is seemingly the leader of this group, who is kind of sitting in the middle, sitting down, just staring at the ground. And then there is a 10th as well, and it's a body. and it is Ursula collapsed in the middle of them.
And you said that these were errants, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
They look like they were errants once, but they may be outlaws at this point. Their gear is pretty rough.
They're Ronin.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Like, can we tell they're outlaws?
Yeah.
Like, I'm 100% sure they're outlaws.
Like, yeah, I mean, there's kind of a look. None of them are actually wearing their tabards or their badges, as we are going to start calling them. But
Okay.
yeah, and that's kind of the real dead giveaway. They're all geared for fighting, but none of them are wearing their badges.
And they obviously killed someone.
Well, there's a collapsed figure on the floor in front of them anyway.
Are they armed mainly with melee type weapons?
Yeah, they all have either swords or hammers or axes, but they all have very big swords and hammers and axes, definitely like two-handed weapons.
Wow, okay. Do these look like woodsmen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to jump into the trees.
Into the trees? Well, okay, so here's something that occurs to you. All three of you probably couldn't take on all 9 of these guys. It would be a hard fight for sure, but
Sure we
even
can.
just one extra person would make it more likely.
We can do it.
Well, I think we'll go back and we'll discuss and we'll get Faulkner.
Yeah, and you know where this place is. It's not too far away, so it's not like it would take you days and days to make the journey. It would take like, maybe an hour.
What did I miss?
So
I mean, we can do it, but what did I miss?
You killed the guy in the clearing,
Yeah.
and then you followed the tracks of another person who had traveled on, presumably Ursula, and you went to Red Tower, and Red Tower was the camp of 9 different figures, and one of them you recognize sitting down in the middle of the clearing, surrounded by 8 others who are just standing and very calmly like looking around, basically scanning the forest nonstop. But the one in the middle, sitting on the floor and staring at the ground, is none other than Dion Rainier.
Shit, fuck.
And you notice, it looks like he's seen better days. His clothing is the worse for wear.
I'm going to go out and talk to him.
Okay, well, and at this point, you have that impulse, right? But one of them did spy Darkhood. Actually, I need you to make a stealth check, too. The number to beat is 5.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Good luck with that, me.
Does Jan need to worry about mutt? Did they see mutt?
1d4 minus 2? I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be stealthy. Am I?
If it's untrained, that's D4 minus 2, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not a stealthy person in general. I just don't think that way.
Okay.
Not in the woods anyway.
Would you have attempted it if the other 2 people in your party had tried to sneak up on this location?
If they had tried to tell me to do so, I would have, followed their lead. But
I think that's a fair assumption.
Yeah, I mean, we were trying to follow Ursula. We didn't know about these other people, so we wouldn't want Ursula to know about us, so we would have tried to be quiet, if possible.
Okay.
Okay, so I aced on my wild die twice.
Oh, wow.
So 13 minus 2? Be 11?
Okay. 11, yeah, so that's definitely a success with a raise. So you managed to stay hidden. But just as you are about to stand up and
Okay, go ahead, sorry.
just as you're standing up and about to walk out toward these people, one of them is looking and then suddenly looks right back. And Darkhood, you see that he's staring straight at you. And he lifts a finger up and he shouts, "There!" And then all of them turn immediately and they draw their weapons. And they're slowly walking toward your position. They do not at all look friendly.
I'm gonna walk out. I'll try and distract them.
Okay. So you walk out.
The one guy might know where Darkhood is, but the other guys won't have seen him, hopefully.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, you step out and they all just start walking toward you. And when they all notice you, they pick up their pace a little bit too. So you've got like one action before they're on top of you.
Calm down, everybody. Do they look like the Wildcats from I mean, are they their own group, or are they...
They are new people. You haven't seen these people before. They look like they were errants once upon a time, but none of them are wearing their badges, and all of their gear and armor is really deteriorated, so you imagine they're probably outlaws.
Calm down. My gosh. Bunch of savages in this tower.
Everybody make a notice check for me.
Six.
6. Okay. Jan and Darkhood.
What did I miss? Sorry.
Notice check.
Is it a hearing notice?
No, it's sight.
I got a 3.
And
I got a
Jan.
5. Are we just going for a 4, or are we going for more?
Yeah. So you guys got 2 successes. So Warren and Jan, as you guys are watching, you see Ursula is kind of collapsed on the ground in front of Warren, or in front of Dion. And Dion is just sitting there kind of staring at the ground, but she's a little in front of him. And you think you see, it's like there's a little bit of a mist, but it's like black. It's like black tendrils of smoke that kind of reach up and cover lightly Ursula's back. And then they disappear. And then you see Ursula laying down, and she slowly looks up like this and kind of stands. And you all immediately get the same sort of like feeling of pressure and of creeping that you had in your dream last night.
I mean, Jan
Back
will...
and forth, continuing to walk forward.
Yeah, Jan's not going to reveal
You do
himself.
have a phobia.
Yeah, I was thinking about turning and bolting. I hate to do it, but I think it makes the most sense in character. So
Go for it.
yeah, I think that's what
Character towards
I think Darkwood is gonna. He's gonna, once he feels that sense of dread, he's gonna turn. He's gonna run for Denvorn.
that. Out of character,
Okay.
maybe run and get, Faulkner.
Why? Okay, why is... So where is Freelord May? Like,
Walking
is
into
he...
the clearing like an idiot.
Yeah, so first of all, Darkhood, you can have a Benny for running away, and Freelord May, you can have a Benny for being overconfident.
And Jan is very torn right now because he wants to be tactical, because he's always tactical when they're out in the wilderness and outside of towns and in the woods. But he doesn't want to leave May by himself.
Right.
Okay, so Jan will stay quiet and hide and see what's happening with May, and for the time being.
Freelord May, did you notice that Darkhood turned and ran?
Probably not.
Okay.
I mean, it's...
He might have. I mean, I'm booking it, so I'm going to be crashing through the underbrush and stuff.
Then, yeah, I guess I noticed, but I'm not, it doesn't affect anything.
Okay. Yeah, well, these figures, they all approach you, and they, as they get within about 10 feet, they start to raise their weapons into attack position. And you look at them, and they look like they haven't slept in days. They've got these big bags under their eyes. Their veins are starting to stick out just a little bit. They're looking like they're just super fatigued, but they're still raised up to attack you. And they're not stopping.
I'll just call out to Dion.
Call it to Dion?
Be like, dude, calm down.
You do. And he looks at you, and I need you to make a spirit check, please. Actually, wait, I should make a check first. All right. That was an ace, so that's a 9 total. So your fear check is at a -2, or spirit check is.
So what do I need to do? Just roll a spirit check?
Yeah, spirit -2.
Spirit -2? What's my goal? What's my target number?
4.
4?
Yeah. Four
exactly. Ties go to me or ties go to you?
Ties go to you in this situation. You were the one who rolled the check. It wasn't a reaction. So, yeah, you, as soon as Dion turns to look at you, you see that exact same, like you have a flashback to the night before where there was that night black alley and there was a hand that reached out at you,
He
right?
was laughing at me.
Yeah, and he was laughing at you for sure. And now we are going to do initiative. So, Warren, you have a 3.
Awesome.
The bad guys have a 4.
Shit.
And Jan has a 2. So the bad guys, all 8 of them, come up to Freelord May and they attack. All right, so fighting is a D8 for them. What is your parry?
A 10.
10, okay. So the first one does not hit. Second one does not hit. Third one does not hit. Fourth one, that's a ace. That's an 8 and a 5, so that's 13. So that is a hit, but not with a raise. So let's just go ahead and roll damage for that. That's going to be strength plus D10. And their strength is a D6. What is your toughness?
7.
7? All right, so I maxed out on my D6. So I got an 8 plus 6 is 12.
8 plus 6 is 14.
14, thank you. And then plus another 6 is 20. So 21 total. And your toughness, you said, was 7? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 raises. Or it's a success with 3 raises. So you are shaken and you have 3 wounds unless you want to try and soak this damage right now.
Of course I do.
Okay?
How much of it can I soak?
It depends. You have to spend a penny, first of all, and then you make a vigor check. And your vigor check is at a -3 penalty because of the wounds.
Okay.
But you will remove 1 wound with 1 success, 2 wounds with a success and a raise, etc.
Okay.
And if you clear all 3 wounds, then you also remove your shaking condition.
Okay, so I need 3 raises in order to...
Correct.
Okay, what number would that be?
Actually, a success and 2 raises, so you get a 12.
A 12?
A 15 when you factor in the -3.
Okay. Is it just 12 minus 3 is what I need to get?
Yeah.
Okay. And I roll my wild die too?
Correct.
Okay. 1 Benny. Okay, so that's 11 plus 2 would be 13 minus 3 would be 10. I need 12.
You do need 12.
Okay. So another Benny.
Good thing you've got a lawn, though, right?
That's where I got the plus 2 from. Nope. Yes. Nope. Ha! 17 minus 3 would be 14.
Nice. Okay, so then this one guy takes his sword and he swings it around and he's gonna chop off your freaking head, right? But you just barely manage to get out of the way. You dive to the ground or something and you avoid it. I think that was the 5th person attacking. So the 6th, that's an explosion as well. So that's a 12 total. And you said your parry was?
My parry is 10.
10. So not with a raise, but let's do some damage for this guy. And that is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And your toughness is 7?
7.
So that's another hit. So you are shaken with this one.
Okay.
Would you like to soak that, or
what do I have to
leave
roll
it
to
as
soak
is?
that one?
Do what?
What do I have to roll to soak that one?
It's another vigor check and a Benny.
Well, yeah, but I mean, what's my target number?
Oh, just 4 in this case.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, you can either spend a Benny and not be shaken now, or you can wait until your turn and try to unshake them.
Okay, do that.
Okay. So that was the 7th person, and now the 8th and final person swinging at you does not hit. Okay, so this just happened, and it is now your turn.
Double action, draw and attack.
Draw an attack, okay.
Is there a full defense I can take to raise my parry?
There is. There's the defend action, but there's also, I think, a full defense. Let me see here.
Can I do that and draw my weapon? Or is that...
Defending gives you +2 parry, and you can take no other actions, and drawing a weapon is an action.
Okay. I'm going to draw.
Okay.
And figure something else out. But I'm going to do 2 actions.
Okay.
Hey, Eli, I don't want to horribly kill him, but did you give them gang up bonuses?
I did not, and they should have had them. They all should have had a +4.
Too late.
It is too late, but I will factor it in next time.
There is a max on that too.
It's +4, I think.
A 4 minus 2 is above 1, so I pass. Sword out. I'm going to attack the guy who hurt me, or tried to hurt me.
Okay. Yeah, go right ahead.
Wait, did you save against her shaken condition?
Oh, yeah, you do need to unshake. That's a spirit
okay.
check. And Derek is right also. You need to roll a 4 to be able to draw your weapon. If you get a 1, then you're screwed for the rest of the scene.
It was a 4.
Okay.
Like I got, yeah.
But go ahead and give me your spirit check to uncover or recover from being shaken.
Oh, wrong dice. 7.
7, okay. So you are no longer shaken, and then you rolled at least a 4 total to draw your sword? Okay.
I rolled a 5.
Okay. And so then, yeah, you draw your sword, and you can attack.
Okay. Ho-ho! 13.
13 to attack? Okay, their parry is 6, so... Or, sorry, it's 5. So you can go ahead and make your attack.
Okay.
Their toughness is 7.
$15.
15, okay, so that is a success with 1 raise at least. So that is that guy, he goes down. So narrate how you kill him for me.
He tried to cut off my head, I just cut off his.
Vengeance is sweet. Okay, that's that, and it is now Jan's turn.
Okay, so Jan is trying to think tactically here, which is odd for him, right?
Wait a second, I'm sorry, we got to retcon this. Andrew, were you also factoring in the -2 for a multi-action penalty to both of those actions?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I needed to get the 4. That's why it was -4.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, so Jan, talk to me.
Okay, so Jan's going to stay hidden, but he's going to invoke his ancestors and try to get the group of bad guys entangled.
Okay. Freelord May is in here too, so it may affect him also.
Well, is he surrounded, or like are they right in front of him? Can I?
Oh yes,
do my
he's surrounded. He's surrounded for sure.
Dude, it's cool. It sounds like a good tactical decision. Go for it.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to at least slow the bad guys down. Might slow him down too, but. So you
What's
said
it
I
do
have.
anyway?
Well, it depends if I get a regular or if I get a raise with it. And you said I get the drop.
Yes, you do.
So I have a +4, -2, so a +2.
That is only to your attack and damage, though. So you would have to actually like make an attack roll against them.
Oh, that doesn't count as an attack. It's a power.
No. It's asking them to make a reaction, so it wouldn't be like an attack roll.
Okay.
Would
Okay.
drawing 2 weapons be the same action as drawing just 1?
No, that would be 2 separate actions.
Okay.
And then instead of a +2, this is at a -2.
Okay.
I hit my other dice. Oh well. So 7.
7 total. All right. So Freelord
Yeah.
May, you need to make a 7 to avoid this entangle with your
7
agility
what?
check.
Okay.
7 on agility, yeah. First guy failed, second guy failed, third guy failed, fourth guy failed, fifth guy failed,
How bad are they failing?
seventh guy failed, and the eighth guy failed as well.
I need to roll
Did
a
they fail?
7.
You do.
7.
Did I get a raise on any of them?
No. Well, yeah, some of them you did. So they're completely immobile.
If there's a raise, yeah.
I think there were 3 of them. So 3 of them are completely immobilized. And Freelord May, what is your deal?
7.
7? Okay, so you met the thing. So you are just barely not entangled.
Out of character, I would suggest you get out of there, overconfident or not.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, from a metagame perspective, I don't really want to leave Alex out of this any longer. So I would appreciate it if we could maybe retreat. But it's now the next round of initiative. So Freelord May, you have a 4. The bad guys have a king. And Derek has a 5. Okay, so they're going first again. And a few of them are... Okay, skills linked to agility and strength. So they're going to have a -2 to their attack against Freelord May. And Freelord May, your parry, what is your parry? 6, 7, something like that?
Astronomical, 10.
10. Your parry is 10. Okay. Failure. 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 And that was 5? No, this was an explosion, actually. So that's 10 total. That meets it.
Ties go to the attacker.
Yeah. And then the last guy is a 6. So one guy managed to attack you.
See the note?
I did. I can't storyline it. You have to make the decision. I got a 4.
Okay.
So that was their attack, and then the guys who are totally ensnared are going to try and break free.
Yeah, that's all they can do. They can do other things.
-2.
They can't do a strength or agility check other than to break free. They can do something else. But.
Okay. Yeah, no, none of them break free. Darkhood and Sir Faulkner. You guys, Sir Faulkner, you're kind of waiting at the tavern. You didn't really make any plans to meet up with these guys later.
I'm actually waiting outside the tavern, hitting on all the pretty girls selling flowers.
Sounds good. Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, I persuade the fuck out of them.
One of them better not be named Rose.
Rose sells flowers.
Both of my die exploded. My 8 exploded again. And then I got a 7. I don't even want to add it up. It's 8 plus, it's 27.
16, 27? Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, because I, 29. Because I have 6 charisma with my shiny new armor.
There's this woman who's selling flowers, and you say hello to her, and she looks at you and she goes, "A man!" And she is
I'm playing my headphones. I completely missed what you said.
She says, "A man!" And she immediately latches herself onto you. She is flirting like it's the end of the world.
All right, what's your charisma score?
Her charisma is 0. She's an average-looking gal.
Darn it.
She's a little older than you, but not too much, maybe a few years. And then Darkhood, you are trying to make it back through the forest, and you are lame. So you're starting to master your fear at this point, but it's still a little tough. You're hobbling away, and all you can think about is how that thing is back there, and your friends are probably dying to it right now.
Yeah, so he's slowed to a hobbled walk, and he kind of keeps turning around and checking over his shoulder. But he is still making progress towards the town. Even though he is racked with guilt, he just cannot turn and head back towards it. So he's going to keep heading towards town.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so then in that case, it was the bad guy's turn, and all of them attacked. However, now Dion's going to get into the middle of it. And so he's going to make a check to cast a spell. Power. And my skill die exploded, so that's an 8 plus a 6 is 14. So that is a success with at least 1 raise. which means that you guys all need to make spirit checks at -2 to avoid being terrified of this guy.
See, no, I'm there. No.
Yeah, Jan, you don't have to, but Freelord May, you absolutely do. The people do as well. So that's 1 failure, 2 failures.
We have to get above a 6, you said?
Yeah. 4, 5, 6.
8
Freelord May, what do you got?
8 minus 2 is 6.
8 minus 2 is 6. Okay, so you got it. Yeah, then in that case, all of the people that are around you are struggling against these vines that Jan has conjured up, and 6 of them immediately, like, Dion looks over at them and he stands up, only it's a weird, like, he's cross-legged on the ground, and then you don't notice it, but all of a sudden he's standing. And he looks over at you all, and you feel immediately this pressure on your chest. And it is almost like the forest is getting darker around you, and like the tower is almost like curving over your head or something like that. And there's just this wave of fear that washes over all of you. 6 of the 7, I guess, people who are entangled, they immediately just like grab their heads and start screaming, "Ah! Ah!" And then the 7th one is like scrambling around, but he's looking at everything, and all of a sudden that's all he's focused on doing is getting the hell out of there. So now it is Jan's turn.
I guess he'll call for Warren and say, "Fly, you fool!" And then he'll backtrack.
Okay, so Jan is retreating.
Yeah, tactically.
Okay. So Warren, I don't imagine you see this.
Depends on how loud he is.
Did you get entangled, or did you manage to avoid it? You
I
managed to
avoided
avoid
it.
Yeah. Okay, so you're in the middle of all these people being entangled, and now a bunch of them are screaming. And Dion, you've never seen Dion do this before.
Yeah.
This is totally new.
I know you want me to leave, but dude, what is wrong? You are way more intense.
All right, so
What? I'm gonna. Can I roll persuasion to try and get him to tell me what's going on?
you can.
9.
A 9. And it's opposed to his smarts, which is a D8. That haste. I'm going to spend a Benny on that. Let me see here. Okay, yeah, so I got a 9 total, so I meet it, which means that I don't have to tell you anything. So he looks at you, and he says, "I've been waiting for this moment. Ever since you stiffed me back in Span with that caravan company, I've never forgotten. You didn't give me the medallion. I had the medallion. It was my turn."
You went after me in High Hall right before that.
He just starts screaming, "It doesn't matter! It doesn't matter!" And this is like, he's always been sort of like you know, kind of laid back, more interested in drinking than in fighting. And he is angry at you.
I am... Dude, you really need to chill out.
At this point, 30 minutes later, Jan and Darkhood get back to Denvorn town. And you guys go to the Firecat, and you see that Faulkner is engaged with a woman out on the street.
Oh, if it's 30 minutes, yeah, I'm hitting on the next girl.
So this is what you see. You see Sir Faulkner talking to a woman, and shortly behind Sir Faulkner is this woman who's kind of like wilting up against the wall, looking at the two of them talking.
So Darkwood would have arrived at the gate, and he would have actually kind of stopped himself from actually entering the town proper, somewhat out of shame. And so Jan probably finds Darkhood pacing just outside of the gate.
I imagine he probably caught up to Darkhood before he got to the town because of their pace difference.
Yeah, very, very possibly. Good point.
So, you guys find each other, and then Sir Faulkner is there as well.
Jan will go up to Faulkner, grab his arm, and say, "Come on, we're needed."
What's wrong?
The Freelord's gotten into a mess. We need your help.
Oh, God. I'll be back, Rebecca. You stay beautiful.
Darkhood says apologetically, he says, I can't.
You have no choice, my friend.
I don't think I can make myself do it, Jan.
Do I notice how visibly shaken he is?
Yeah, Jan is going to slap Darkhood in the face.
Make an attack. It's non-lethal, so it's at a -2.
Dude, Jan, you don't need to slap him in the face. Get him a pint.
Well, we're going to try this first.
Liquid courage.
Because I get to roll a d10 now, so that's fun. I'm going to spend a penny on that.
It's a -1 to your fighting roll. And what is your parry, Darkhood?
6.
6?
It's a -1.
Mm-hmm.
Then a 6.
A 6? Yeah, that hits him, so go ahead and roll damage. If you're doing unarmed, then I think it's just D4, or strength plus D4. Maybe it's just your strength.
It's just... Well, let me know what it is.
Looking it up, hold on. Unarmed combat damage is page 76. And that is... only your strength die, yeah.
I got a 4, so I don't hurt him. But
you do slap him all the same.
Wake up, man!
I try and push Jan off, and I say, Darkhood, what's wrong?
There was something at that tower. You wouldn't understand because you didn't have the naked you dream, but it was the same evil presence that was in that dream, not the you being naked part, the part that happened after that, with the black hand that kind of reached out. That same dark presence was in that place, and I don't know that I can face it.
I look at Darkhood, and I kind of pale a little bit, and I'm like, I did have the dream. I just didn't want you to know I did. And I'm going to reach around my neck and pull off my ancestor beads and put them on Darkhood and say, like, don't worry, you're safe now.
Your ancestors are going to protect me?
They will if I ask them really nicely. And now I make a spirit check to ask them really nicely. And I spend a penny to ask really, really nicely. Can I add my charisma to this?
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, great. 9 plus 6 is 15. So I ask super nice. Please, like, make him cool. I'll jive.
A success with 2 raises, huh?
Yeah.
So, Darkhood, the beads are put on you, and this is not the way ancestor beads work, so you're not expecting anything. But then you know what? You do feel as if you are being calmed after a little while. There's like a little bit of a tingling sensation coming from these ancestor beads around your neck, and they're a little comforting.
Oh, good. I think that drink that Hans gave me last night's finally wearing off.
I say, now buck up, Darkhood. You're supposed to be the brave. I'm the brave one. Let's go.
All right. We'll lead the way, and we'll have Jan lead the way. He knows where he's going.
All right,
that's
cool.
That's probably smarter. I don't really know anything about the wilderness.
So you guys can both have a Benny. Meanwhile,
how much is the maximum? Did you say it was 8 or 6?
He said it was 6, but fuck
8.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 8 for tonight. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing here. For the Entangle spell, it says that the duration is special, but it doesn't qualify that at all. And so I'm thinking what happens is that eventually, if the caster moves away, then the spell wears off. And so, Warren, back at the clearing, you've just been yelled at by your old rival.
Mm-hmm.
What are you reacting with? I guess we should do initiative.
I'm really wanting to know what's going on.
So you have a queen,
Okay.
and Dion and the enemies have a 10.
But most of them ran away.
Most of them were fighting like mad to get out of their restraints.
And
this
the
is
restraints are gone. You were saying after
Right.
it gets a certain distance away.
right. This is several minutes later, but I do want to make sure I know what the panicked condition does, because they may not actually ever stop being panicked. We'll see. 97, I think it is. But yeah, you said you want to find out what's going on.
Yeah, it's like, dude, calm down.
He refuses to listen to you.
Just a caravan. Ugh.
He says, "It's not just a caravan. There were rules to this game, and you broke them. You broke them, and I swear revenge, Warren."
There were guidelines. Ugh.
Guidelines. There were rules. Rules. He is so mad right now, you can't even believe it. All of a sudden, he rushes at you.
Does he look more drunk than anything else?
As he's getting closer, you notice that he too looks like he's not slept in a long time, but he's got these big bags under his eyes, but his eyes are darker than you remember. His eyes were kind of bluish before, and now they are like dark brown, maybe black or something. And his clothing, like I said, it's just covered in dirt and stains and stuff. He's usually the better dressed of the two of you. And as he's running at you, he... hold on a second. He reaches down like this, whoosh, and he produces a dark blade. It's like shadow sticks together in the form of this really jagged falchion. And this is also something that you've never seen him do before. You were the one that had the ancestral gifts. And this looks like your ancestral gift, but it sure doesn't feel like it.
What happens with what are the other guys doing?
So 6 of them ran away as fast as their legs would take them. 2 of them are now disengaged, and so they're drawing their weapons and they're engaging you.
Again? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take one of them on and draw the dagger.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's a multi-action fighting and drawing something?
Yeah.
Okay, so the fighting is just at a -2.
Eight,
that hits. So give me some damage. The toughness you're trying to beat is 7.
Okay. Okay, I can't remember. Benny for damage or not?
You cannot spend bennies to reroll damage.
Oh, no, not bennies for damage. Wild die is what I meant.
Wild die, yeah, you do. Well, no, you don't.
No.
Sorry.
Okay. It's just your damage die and your strength. That's what I thought.
Right.
But you do explode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. $16.
16, all right. Yeah, then you manage to gut one of these dudes hard down the middle. And he falls to the ground and writhes for a little while. And you notice that there's this like black smoke wisps that are coming out of his clothing and stuff and dissipating into the forest floor. The same thing happened when you killed the first guy.
Okay. Feeling kind of bad about that. Oh, well. That's my turn.
And now it's their turn. So Dion is going to rush you, and he is going to take a multi-action against you.
Okay.
The first action is going to be an attack, and the second action is going to be a spell. So spell was a 4. Well, now I need to spend a penny on that. This spell was a 4. I'm spending a penny on that. Come on. Jesus, okay. So he's running at you and he's screaming, right? And he's going to attack with his nightmare blade. And he rolled a 4. What is your parry? 10?
10.
Jesus, okay. I'm spending a penny, and this aced, so here we go. It's a 10, but it is -2, so I only got an 8. Yeah, so he comes at you, and he strikes twice. Comes at you with at 2 angles with this sword. And he's got a buckler as well that he's fighting with. You guys are pretty evenly
Practically
matched.
mirror images of ourselves, except one of us is dressed well.
Practically. It's weird. Yeah, so then that happens. He strikes at you, blah, blah, blah. You do notice that Ursula in the background is starting to, like,
Reanimate?
jerk around a little bit. Yeah, she's coming for you. But this round is over. So, guys, I need you to make a tracking check. And if you want to, you can run and arrive in half the time. But it'll be a -2 to your check.
Do they have to track?
I guess you don't have to track.
Hold
You
on.
know where it's at. So it would just be a
Yeah,
running
okay.
die.
I'm gonna run. Run.
I mean, could I do a survival check to see if we can get there even quicker?
Sure. So you guys all run, and Jan, if you make a survival check at -2, then it'll cut the time in half. So
Okay.
you guys will effectively run twice as fast as whatever you roll.
What is my running
Okay.
die?
So if I got a 4 on survival,
I'm sure I'm probably going to be behind them by a bit.
no, I don't know what a running die is.
Or Dark Hood. It's D6 unless otherwise stated.
So just
Dark
roll
Hood,
a
I'm pretty
D6.
sure if you're lame, then your running die is a D4.
Is it a wild?
Okay.
Do we get wild die with that too? Right.
You do? Yes. Yeah.
Oh, can it explode?
Sure.
And I got a 4.
I got a 9, and I think my pace is a 6. So does that add up?
Yeah, it's 15 total. And Jan, you are at a 10 total.
But I can't really go faster than Jan.
Oh, wait, Jan, you rolled a survival check. You didn't. That wasn't your running check. What was your survival result?
A 4 as well.
A 4. Okay. Yeah, then you do find a shortcut. And Darkhood, what was your result?
My wild eye exploded, and I ended up with an 11.
Nice. Okay, so it is 15 for Sir Faulkner, and then 11 for Darkhood, and you got a 10 total for Jan. Okay, so you guys are flitting through the forest, and you're all moving incredibly quickly. Jan finds a shortcut, and you basically are able to slide for a long section of it, kind of sliding along the ground. It's going downhill.
A lot of my travel is very branchian.
Yes, yeah, brachiation, that sort of thing. A lot of jumping
Brachiation.
and swinging.
I mean, we all know Leaf Step. Do you want us to invoke that to get going?
I assume that's what it would look like, yes. Yeah, doing Leaf Step
Okay.
to get there even faster. And so you guys fly to the battlefield, right? At this point, we are going to do the next round of combat with Warren and Dion and Ursula. So, Warren, you have a 5, and the bad guys have a 6. Tough luck. So, Dion is engaged in battle with you, and he just screams, and as he screams, you can see this smoke pour out of his mouth in the shape of that hand, and it reaches at you and actually like grabs onto your face and pushes you backwards a little bit, right? So this is his fear check again. Let's see if I actually cast this spell. I do. Okay. So you need to make a spirit check, but it's not at a -2. It's just a regular spirit check.
What's my goal number?
4.
Benny?
Okay.
Oh, God. 25.
25. Wow. Okay. So you succeed. It pushes you backward, and it's definitely weird, but at this point, everything's weird, so who cares?
Yeah.
However, Ursula runs over to you, and she's actually got her spear in hand, and she throws a spear at you while she's running. And so this is a throwing check. She only needs to make a 4 to actually hit
6.
you.
-2. Multi-action.
What do you mean? She's only throwing and moving.
She's running. You said she was taking a running check.
Okay, yeah. She's not actually running. Yeah, she's approaching you is what I meant. I got a 9, so that's a success with a raise. So I'm going to roll some extra die for my damage here. Strength plus d6 for her is d8 plus d6 plus an additional d6 for the raise. And so that is 6, 11 damage to you.
Toughness is 7.
Toughness is 7, so that's a success with a raise. So you are shaken and you have a wound unless you want to try and soak that.
Soak it.
Okay.
Do I do that now or do I wait until my turn?
You do. You soak it right now. Okay. So spend a Benny and make a vigor check.
7.
7, okay. Yeah, then you manage to remove the wound, and so you also remove the shaking condition. You're good to go. However, there is one more bad guy who has a giant hammer that's like a 2-handed, 6-foot-long pole hammer.
Yeah.
And he, too, is going to attack you. And he gets a fighting bonus of +1 because of the gang up condition. I'm spending a Benny on that.
How many bennies do you have left?
I have 3 bennies left. How many do you have left, by the way?
2.
2, okay. Yeah, so he missed on that, and so now it's your turn.
I spent 4 on that one wound thing.
That's crazy.
Okay, first things first. I'm going to stab the guy who tried to hit me with the hammer.
Okay.
With the dagger. And I'm going to punch Dion in the head.
Sounds good. So this is a multi-action.
Yeah.
All right.
So just 2 fighting rolls?
Yeah, and each of them are at -2.
8 for the first one against the mook.
Okay, that hits. His parry is only 5.
Hey, I have no idea how much damage the dagger does.
The dagger does strength plus d10.
Okay. So.
I want one of those.
I wrote it down a long time ago.
11. I got 11 just with my strength.
Jeez, and this is for the
19 total.
Okay, yeah, he's dead. He is so dead.
And then unarmed damage is D4?
D4, correct. It's actually just your strength.
Okay, so D4.
Yeah. And your attack, you already made an attack against Dion?
Not yet.
Okay. His parry is...
if it's above 5, it doesn't matter.
It's 10.
So, I miss, but I try.
All right. Yep, you do indeed try. And now, at this point, Jan and Sir Faulkner and Darkhood, you burst back onto the scene. And let's paint this scene a little bit, right? So this is the evolution of what we tried last time as far as like building the scenery is concerned. We've got 4 different terrain elements, right? I'm going to name 2 of them. There is the Red Tower itself, which is about 20 feet behind where this battle is taking place. It's tall and it's kind of squat. It's wide. It's really wide, but it's ruined a lot too. There's a lot of crumbled boulders here and there. There's a lot of stuff like that. And then also just on the other side of where this fight is taking place, back where Jan did his entangle power, is a large bramble. And this is like 4 feet tall, really thick, thorny terrain, right? So between the 4 of you, you can submit 2 more terrain elements. What terrain elements would you like to submit?
I mean,
Fallen
that's-
tree.
Fallen tree?
I want upright trees, like regular trees.
Upright
as well.
trees? Okay.
Well, I mean, we're in a forest, so I thought that was obvious.
Yeah, that could be assumed. If you guys want to come up with something else, we can.
I was going to
Okay.
recommend a campfire.
The campfire?
That's a good
It works
point.
for me.
I mean, they haven't been sleeping, but I imagine they've still been eating. They're pretty strong
Right.
still.
Right.
I don't think so. I
Um,
think these are zombies.
Well, I mean, you know, a little column A, a little column B. So we've got these 4 places where we can be fighting right now. We also have, and I'm going to say that this fight right now is taking place around the campfire. So we've got Freelord May. We've got Dion. Well, I can spell Dion, and then we've got Ursula. Now, 2 of these things could be drastically changed in the course of combat. Maybe a fallen tree could be, you know, destroyed. Maybe the red tower could be crumbled. Maybe the bramble could be like set on fire or something. What 2 things can be drastically changed, and how can they be drastically changed?
I'd say the campfire and the tower.
Okay. And what specific way?
The floors in the tower are wood and rotting, and the tower itself won't fall over, but their footing is unstable.
Okay. Cool. And then somebody else want to submit the other one?
I want to say that the fire is starting to spread. Like they're fighting around this fire and kicking embers.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay. Cool. Embers are spreading, or they could spread anyway. None of this has happened yet, but these are things that you guys can take advantage of.
I really like this combat mechanic.
I have a question. Are any of those errants still there?
There are, yeah. So, well, no, sorry. There are some corpses. In the campfire over here, there are 3 corpses. And then there's Ursula and Dion. The other 5 errant outlaw creatures ran away.
Can
That's
I
What? Go ahead.
can I retcon the guy getting stabbed as to falling into the fire?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Starting to spread the embers?
Okay. Yeah. That sounds good. So we will do some more initiative then, since all of you are here together. Is it okay if I leave the screen sharing on and you guys just trust that I'm drawing, or I'm telling you honestly what the cards are that I drew?
Absolutely not. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so according to the order on the bottom of my screen, we'll do Alex first. He got a queen. Next we have Freelord May with a 5. And we have Jan with a king, a 3. And then we have the bad guys with a jack. So first up is Jan. You arrive on the scene and you see all of this going on.
So Jan,
Ursula's there.
well, okay. So Jan was using leaf step to get back, and he was up in the trees, leaping from branch to branch. So how far across is the clearing that they're in? Like, if I leapt from one tree branch across the clearing, would I reach a tree on the other side?
It is, let's say, it's going to be 40 feet wide from Bramble to Red Tower, and then it is about 80 feet long.
Oh, So I couldn't reach the Red Tower leaping from a tree.
You could, yeah. I mean, leap step lets you jump crazy distances. I would say 20 feet at least. So you can get close to the tower and then jump up there.
Okay, so that's what I'll do. I'll leap from the tree, and as I'm leaping, I'll shoot an arrow
Okay.
at Ursula, yelling out, "We're back!"
Nice. So go ahead and
From
give me a
outer
running
space.
check because it's a lot of movement. And,
Okay.
and so you're running and you're shooting will both be at -2.
So running is my D6. And then I add my pace.
Yeah.
Okay, so... Well, I mean, my pace is a 6. So if it's at a -2, I still at least got a 4. So, I mean...
What is
I got
your
an 8 then.
what did you roll on the running die?
a 4. So
10
Okay,
minus
so
2?
then 4 minus 2 is 2, plus 6 is 8. Yeah, so you manage to run a little bit faster than usual, and you do leap, and then you're able to shoot at the same time. So go ahead and do that.
okay, and is this a -2?
This is at a -2, yes, and
Okay.
you only need a 4.
Right. Ooh, my ace. 8 ace.
Nice.
11.
11. All right, that does hit, and it hits with a raise, so you can roll an extra d6 for your damage.
And I'm shooting at Ursula because I
Ursula,
don't like
right.
her.
Right. The toughness to beat
12.
is 8, by the way. 12?
12.
That's a success with a raise, so that's a shaken with a wound. I'm going to try and soak that, so I'm going to spend a Benny. I'm down to 2, and the bigger die is a d8. So I got a 6. That's a -1, but it's a 5, so I did clear that 1 wound, which means I avoided the damage entirely. So yeah, you shot an arrow at her, and she looked at you.
Wasn't she
and
shaking
was
still?
like, no, if you clear the wound, then you're not shaken anymore
Oh, okay.
either. Your last wound. So she sees the arrow coming at you, and she brings her spear up, and she blocks it, and like deflects it down into the dirt. John's turn, but you are now at the red tower, so I'll put you there.
Like,
Ow.
can I be up? So we're saying that there's rotten wooden structures around it.
Yeah, I would imagine like the wooden floors that make up the floors inside the tower are mostly exposed because of crumbling rock on the facade. So you're probably like either on the facade or on the wooden floor, depending on whether or not you want cover.
I'll get on the floor to get cover,
Okay.
but I'd say I'm at an unsteady flooring, whatever that's
I
called.
would say so too. Unstable platform, but you will have light cover, which you can look the mechanic up for that while we're moving on. Next is Sir Faulkner bursting onto the scene from the forest, flying out of the trees like an incredibly brave man.
How far away am I from there? Because I was 5 pace ahead of Jan, right?
Right. So you, let's just say that you have a free running check this round, so you can get pretty much anywhere you want.
Okay, and there's
Without a
only
multi-action
2
penalty.
enemies right now, right?
Yes, that you can see.
And one of them I recognize as Ursula, but I don't know that she just died and came back to life, right?
Correct.
So I don't really want to kill Ursula because, like, she didn't do anything wrong as far as I could tell. She was just fighting the other guy.
To be
Sure.
fair, they're probably not zombies.
Well, to be more fair, it doesn't matter because I have no idea.
Well, zombies
just-
are normally, mentally affected by things.
Oh.
Well, I mean, sure, maybe in your setting. In my setting, they
That's
still
like
take psychic
your
damage.
setting, man.
Who comes up with zombies that are brain dead, but still make fear checks?
So anyway, Sir Faulkner is currently making an action.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna run over. Dion has got a scary glowy sword, right?
Dion does, yes. Only it's not really glowy. It's just like solid shadow.
So I changed my mind. He's too scary. I'm gonna go fight Ursula.
Okay, sounds good. She is right next to him, though.
Well, I'm still gonna fight her instead. At least
Wait,
maybe he'll ignore me.
If she was right next to him, would I have gotten an attack of opportunity when she threw?
No, she was throwing at you as she was approaching, and then she
Okay.
finished her approach after the throw.
It's all good.
So I'm gonna run over and I'm going to make an agility check and then try and stick her with the pointy end of my blade.
Okay, so the agility check is like a trick.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it'll be at a -2 for the multi-action. But if you succeed, then she has -2 parry until her next turn.
And there's a chance that she'll get shaken if I do really well,
It's true.
which is why it's always worth it to try. Well, I got a 1 and a 3, so I'm going to spend a Benny because I got lots of Bennies.
Okay.
Yes, my 10 explodes. I think it's 12. I don't know what she's got to roll.
She has to roll a d10, and she gets a +2 because she has the acrobat edge.
Oh, I also have an acrobat edge, so I got 14.
14, so she has to beat 14. Okay, let's see here. I got a 4, so it doesn't work. So she is at -2 parry until her next turn, which means her parry is 6.
And she's also shaken, right? Because I got a raise.
Yes, so she is shaken as well.
Okay. And now I'm going to attack her, and if I succeed, I know exactly what my plus will be. I can spend a Benny on attack rolls, right?
No.
You can. Not on damage, but on attack roll.
Oh, good. I have a really pretty die. I don't know if you can see how pretty. Oh, there's my camera. It's pretty. It's, it rolled 16.
16 to attack. Yeah, you definitely hit with a raise, so go ahead and give me some damage on that. Toughness to beat is 2.
Get wrecked. She's gonna die. 4, 4, and a 5. It's 13.
13?
Yeah.
And her toughness is an 8, so that is a success with 1 raise. So she is shaken. Actually, she was already shaken, so now she has 2 wounds. I am going to try and soak that as well. So that is
Actually, she wasn't shaken from me anymore.
No, she's shaken from me.
From the agility trick.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So she's got 2 wounds, so this vigor check is at a -2. And I rolled a 5, so it's a 3, which means she doesn't shake a damn thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what I do. I'm running at her, and she like levels her spear at me, but I'm like, screw that noise. So I jump on her spear and run down the length of it, then jump over her and stab her in the back.
Nice. Okay.
Did she have more than one?
As she approaches, you notice that she has blood pouring, or caked blood from her throat, which has been slashed.
I assume that that's somebody else's blood, because if that was her blood, she'd be dead.
Yeah, that's the only logical explanation.
It's the only explanation I'm going to go to.
And now it is the bad guy's turn. So she gets stabbed in the back, and she's pissed about it, but she says to herself, hey, Jan's up there. I know that asshole. And so she chooses to disengage, which means that you get an opportunity attack against her.
Well, then, does she still have lower parry?
It is her action, so it's back up to 8.
Oh, well, I'm still going to get her. I got all of these things to... It's 8?
Am I allowed to make an attack too, even though it hasn't been my action yet?
I don't know how that works.
Because she's been using gang up bonuses on me.
Right.
No, the gang of bonuses was the errant and the Dion guy. I think she just
No,
threw
they've
a
all
spear at
been.
you.
Adjacent foes get 1 free attack at the retreating character, so you get 1 as well.
You said her parry was 8?
Correct.
Well, I got a 9, so I'm not going to re-roll that.
Okay.
I'm going to kill her right now, though. Wait, did she save versus being shaken?
She did not. I should do that. You're right. 8, 2, 6, 4, 10. Yeah, she got an 8, so she's got a success with a raise.
Well, I deal
Not that it
11
matters.
damage.
11?
Yeah.
Shoot. Okay. And her. Okay, so that's another success. So she is now at 3 raises. Not quite with a raise.
She's at 3 wounds, isn't she dead?
Yeah, 3 wounds, but the 4th wound is the one that incapacitates you.
Damn it.
Very
I
close.
thought it was 3.
Nope. 3
There are
wounds
3
is
on the
maximum
sheet.
you can suffer before you become incapacitated.
Yeah, I misunderstood that.
So it is still her turn, though, and she is going to continue disengaging. Warren, I guess you get a free attack against her as well.
I missed.
Okay,
I got a 4.
cool. So she, and I will say this, she's got 3 wounds. So she's going to GTFO, make a running check. And she gets a 4, so she flies off toward Jan, and she is going to make an attack roll. This is at a -3 because of her wounds, but she's going to do it anyway. Her throwing is a D10, so let's see if she...
Wait, didn't you roll a running check? Doesn't she get -2 for multi-action, too?
She does, yeah. So thank you for pointing that out. So she rolled a 9. -3 is 6. -2 is 4.
Good thing she needed a 4.
She needed a 4, so she does hit. So Jan, strength plus D6. Get ready for it.
Oh, but I have cover. Ooh.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right.
I
Combat
couldn't find the cover
modifiers. It's -1, so she throws a spear at you, and it just clatters off of the rocks right next to your head. It's so close,
right.
it doesn't quite get you. Sometimes, guys, I just hate being the game master because it's constantly people dying. Anyway.
Jan laughs at her.
And now I believe it is Warren's turn with the 5.
Is there anything nearby, like in the campsite area, that could be used, like rope or anything like that?
No. Yeah, sure. It's a surprisingly sparse camp, but you do see a coil of rope there.
I'm going to full defense. Well, I guess I'm going to defense and move my way over there.
Okay,
I just
sounds
don't do
good.
full defense,
So
but-
you'll get +2 to your parry. 12, that's ridiculous. And now, it is time for Darkhood. What do you got, man?
Oh, so when he takes a full defense, he's still got 2 less parry than me? That's cool.
Yeah, your parry is ridiculous, too.
Um,
So Darkhood,
Okay.
where are you at?
so I'd asked a question in chat that I guess you just hadn't seen.
I have not. I've been looking at the...
Yeah.
Here.
Which one of them looks to be more consumed by this darkness that I saw?
It seems like it's all centered on Dion, the guy who is holding the nightmare blade.
Okay, so Darkhood comes upon the clearing, and Dion is the first one that he can see.
Mm-hmm.
And so he initially draws back his arrow as if he's going to shoot him, and then he starts to kind of get that wave of panic kind of creeping up a little bit, in the back of his head. Even though the ancestor beads are kind of giving him a little bit of reprieve. So he's going to initially take him as a target, and then you draw back, and he starts to tremble, and then he decides better of it and turns to Ursula and shoots at her instead.
Nice. Okay. Cool. And she's currently flying through the air. She's using leaf step to get up toward the top of the tower. So
Was that a minus?
attack roll? No, it's just flavor.
Oh, okay, cool. So I'm skeet shooting then.
Yep.
Clay pigeons are fuckers.
And with ranged, 4 is all I need, right?
That's right.
Cool. Well, that's what I got on my wild die because my dice suck.
Awesome. Where are you on the battlefield, by the way?
Where were we coming from?
You were kind of bursting out from over the bramble with the red tower in the background, I think.
Okay. So I will put myself at the bramble then.
At the bramble? Sounds good.
And you said a 4 does hit?
Mhm.
And a bow is
And your toughness to beat is 8.
2d6.
That's correct?
Oh, sweet. Okay. And it does explode, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So 10 total.
10 total. All right. So that is a success. So there's that final wound, and she is donezo.
You can't soak it.
I don't want to. Come on. I've got 1 Benny left, and I'm going to save it. But Jan, you see her coming up at you, and her face is dead, but her eyes are filled with hatred. And Darkhood, where do you hit her?
Sorry, I was looking at my character sheet. So yeah, she just threw the spear at Jan as she was flying through the air, and it just clattered off the rocks. And so she's on the descent from her flight, coming down towards Jan, and Darkhood puts one right into the right side of her torso, underneath her arm, from where it's hiked up from where she just threw this spear. And it buries down to the fletchings
Oof.
and her weight just kind of falls at Jan.
Nice. Okay, yeah, so it's like flying up into the air, and then it kind of goes limp and just crumples right up against the wall.
Jan peeks out, looks over at Darkhood, and yells, "I could have done that!"
All right, next round. So first we have Alex Sir Faulkner with a 7. We have Freelord May with a 10. We have Jan, son of Jan, with a queen. We have Darkhood with a jack. And then we have the bad guys with a 4. So it'll be Jan, and then Darkhood, and then Warren, and then Faulkner, and then the bad guys. However, you guys do hear a crying out in the forest of a few men's voices. And it's coming from the same direction that the errants, or that the outlaws ran away, which is to say beyond the fallen tree. So
but I don't know that they even exist, right?
Correct, yeah. So you just hear this yelling out in the forest.
Has the fire started to spread?
It sure has. It's licking around the boots of Mr. Freelord May and Sir Faulkner and Dion.
Okay, so I'm up higher, so can I see where these voices are coming from?
Sure, yeah, make a notice check for me. This would be your action for the round. So if you want to make an attack, then you'll need to factor in a -2.
I want to aim.
Okay, that's
And
still
look.
an action, but that's fine. So go ahead and give me the notice check at -2.
Okay, and it's
It's
to hear or to see?
well, you're trying to see if you can see them after hearing it.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah,
Right.
not with your +2.
Okay. I'm going to spend a mini.
Okay.
Eight.
8. Okay, yeah. You do look off and you see that coming through the forest, actually the same like flitting through the trees of elite step magic, there are 5 different individuals, and they are the outlaws from before who ran away, and they are coming back
Okay.
in the direction.
So I'm aiming at one of them.
Okay. Sounds good. Which one?
The one in the lead.
That's number 1. All right, cool. So that's your deal, and then according to the aim mechanics, you get +2 to shooting if you don't move in the next round. So at your next round, you'll have a +2 against that guy. Next is Darkhood.
So I hear these guys coming crashing through the trees as they're coming back to this area.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually gonna. I mean, yeah, he's gonna do the same thing that he did last round. He's gonna load another arrow and turn towards Dion, and he still just can't make himself do it. He doesn't want to provoke the ire of this magic that this guy is wielding, and he will likewise aim. We'll say at number 2.
Okay.
Oh, did he not have to do a notice check?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
mean,
I don't.
Yeah, you can't quite see them yet, so you, yeah, you're gonna need to make a notice check too.
Yeah. In that case, can I just hold my action if I can hear them coming?
Sure. Yeah. That sounds
Okay,
good.
then I'll do that.
Please try to remind me though, because I've skipped over people by accident for holding actions before. So.
Okay, who is the last one?
It is going to be Sir Faulkner, before the bad guys anyway. The
Okay.
bad guys will go last.
Okay, I'll probably just wait for them.
Okay. Next is Lord May. So you've got this rope.
I've got this rope. I guess I'm going to be picking it up.
All right. And then are you going to make like a grapple check against Dion or something to try and get him to get tied up?
Not this round.
Okay. Are you doing anything?
Gonna hold out. No, it's a counter. No, I can't.
Okay.
I've got some other ideas, but it all makes things more difficult.
Sure. Okay. So you're going to go on hold as well?
No, I'm grabbing the rope as my action.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, trying to tangle him up is going to be a -2. It's going to be hard enough as is. I want as many bonuses as I can get.
That's fair. All right, then. So, Sir Faulkner, you are watching all of this happening. You can see that Dark Hood is really hesitant about aiming at Dion, and you can see that the Freelord is running for some rope.
Do I see how crazy, creepy, scary Dion looks?
You do. You're up close and personal, and you heard the description earlier, bags under the eyes, really dark eyes. His clothing is like filthy and ragged.
Am I engaged with him, or was I just engaged with Ursula?
You are probably not engaged with him, but you could move and become engaged with him.
Seeing how how heroic the Freelords got this, I'm gonna go over and fight whatever the hell else is coming, because it's probably less scary than that guy. So I'm gonna just move over to the fallen tree and get ready to attack.
Sounds good. By the way, you and Darkhood can both take a Benny for role-playing your fears really well this combat so far. All right, so you're going to go over there and you're going to ready. I'm just going to count those.
I was stubborn. I wanted to kill things, and Darkhood keeps killing my things.
Nah, it doesn't count. That wasn't obviously stubborn. I was like
not running away when I should have.
But I gave you a Benny for that, I think, didn't I?
I don't think so. You wanted me to run away because you wanted Faulkner engaged. I'm not asking.
Fine, you get one. You get a Benny.
It's all good. I was hindering the story too.
Really no problem. But okay, so I'm just going to count Sir Faulkner's turn is going on hold as well. And so it is the bad guy's turn now. And so Dion turns around and he is going to cast his sword in the direction of the Freelord. He's aiming straight for the throat. So first of all, the attack. And I did not hit. You know, though, I'm going to do a multi-action, so I really didn't hit. It's going to attack, and then his second attack is immediately turning around and trying to sweep the legs out from underneath you. So this is just an opposed agility check.
Sweep the legs, Johnny.
But he's at a -2?
For what?
Multi-action?
Yes, that's right. So he has a 4.
I can beat a 4.
Surely.
I got a 10.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you really did, though. So he swept down, and you managed. You had the eye on the
roll
prize.
over.
So yeah, that's fair. All right, then. So all of a sudden, these 5 outlaws come crashing onto the scene. They've all got leaf steps, so they can all run if they would like to. And so 3 of them are going to run, and that's that was a raise. That's a raise. That's a raise. All right. And then the third one is going to run as well. Okay, so here's what happens. They sweep in, right? Outlaw number 1 stays where he is. He's going to stick to the fallen tree for now. Outlaw number 2 was one of the people who stayed there too. Outlaw number 3 ran. And he's going to run over here and join up with Dion. And then Outlaw 4 ran and got all the way up to Dion over here. And then Outlaw 5 tried to run, but he really didn't make it very far, so he's going to stay there. And that is going to be their turn. They arrive on the scene, and then the Outlaw number 3 over by the campfire, yeah, he's going to go ahead and make an attack. He's going to do a smarts trick against you folks. So that's a D6. He's going to do it against Sir Faulkner. He's going to get over here and he's just going to bellow.
Over the fallen tree.
Do what? Oh, you moved over there. Well,
yeah.
You haven't moved yet, though, because you were on hold.
No, I moved and then went on hold.
That can't happen. You either go on hold and don't do anything, or you move and don't attack.
I can't move and get ready to stab people? That's fine. I will have been on hold and get a smart trick then.
Okay, that sounds good. Here, and the reasoning behind that is that you can definitely move once you come off hold and take your turn. It just feels like kind of a waste if that's all you do. If you want to move, you might as well wait until after their turn is done.
It just seems kind of weird that I can't run over and then, get my soldier out ready for the run over. But, I mean, mechanics are simple.
Right, yeah, I mean, yeah. moving is an action, so even if it's a free action. So then, make an opposed smarts roll with this guy. 5 is the number to beat. Actually, it's a 3 because he is doing a multi-action.
I totally got this. Don't even worry about it. But I have to go out and get my special smarts die that I use only for how smart I am. Because it's such a large die, you understand.
Of course, yes.
Well, the good thing about that shitty tiny die, I mean that really big smarts die, is that it explodes. I
think that die should be called the Little Lordling, personally.
The Little Lordling? Yeah. 11.
11 total, yeah. So you definitely are not tricked by this guy's mad bellowing. Maybe the rusty greatsword that he's holding in his hands is giving you pause, but not his bellowing. So that's that. And then the one up with Jan is going to make an opposed agility check. So this is an agility trick, Jan. And that's going to be a 2 coming your way. Beat it, I dare ya.
Against my agility?
Yeah.
I get a +2, so I beat it.
You're at, yeah, so you beat it. I did. All right, then. So, yeah, that's the turn. And now the 3 people who were on hold can come off the hold. I think.
Cool.
Yeah, Darkwood, we might as well handle yours first.
Oh, okay.
So you went on hold first, right? And I guess it was really, yeah, just you and Sir Faulkner were on hold.
He was definitely before me.
Yeah, I had a jack, I think.
That's right.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and shoot the second one.
Okay, sounds good.
Outlaw 2. I went ahead and rolled, and I had to spend a Benny, but I ended up with a 4.
Okay, 4 hits, so give me some damage.
All right, so 5 points total.
5 points. Their toughness is 7, so you shoot an arrow at this guy, but it ricochets off of the leather armor that he's got over his torso. And now it is time for Sir Faulkner.
So did he hit number 2?
He did not. He hit him, but he didn't cause any damage, so unfazed.
Well, I'm just going to run over then and take advantage of how distracted he is from not getting hit by an arrow. And I'm going to do another agility trick into an attack.
Certainly.
Because them's my jam.
Who are you attacking?
2, because I know that you want to shoot number 1 and I don't want to mess with you.
Thank you.
I'm going to spend Benny. Because I really want to try and get a raise. I'm going to spend another Benny because I really want to get a raise. There we go.
If you're doing a melee attack, then yeah, the number to beat is 5. So you got success.
I'm doing an agility trick.
Agility trick. Okay, so this is an opposed agility. And I got a 5, and you got a 14?
Yep.
So I'm at -2 parry, which means my parry is a whopping 3.
Good. And now I will attack.
This will be at a -2 for the multi-action.
Yeah, but his parry's at -2, so it nets out. Plus he gets to be shaken, so that's always good.
Right.
What'd you say his parry was?
His parry is currently 3.
Oh, okay, I hit with a raise.
Hit with a raise. Okay, so give me some damage too. The toughness to beat is 7.
Fuck. I deal infinity damage.
Did all of them ace?
Yeah, all the mace, and I don't even want to reroll them all. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, he's dead, so. So, tell us how you kill this guy with your insane damage roll.
So he, holds up his sword and blocks the arrow, and then I grab his arm, and I, jerk it out of the way, and so he, falters a little bit, and I just run my sword right into his throat, and then I pull it back out.
Nice. Well done. Cool. All right, so that is that, and the round is over, so we will start the next round. I'm really surprised nobody's drawn a Joker yet. But we have Sir Faulkner with a 7.
Oops.
Freelord May with an 8. Jan with a 9. Darkwood with a 3. That's too bad. And the bad guys with a 7. So Sir Faulkner, you had a 7 of clubs, and the bad guys got a 7 of spades, and so I believe they will be the ones going first out of the tie. But first, it's Jan, son of Jan.
So Jan is aiming at Outlaw 1, and even though Outlaw 4 jumped up there, Jan's ignoring him.
Okay.
And Jan is aiming at the head of Outlaw 1.
Nice. This is a called shot.
It is a called shot, so it's at a -4.
Mm-hmm.
Plus,
But you do have +2 to aim.
minus a 2 for my unsteady platform, so it's at a -4.
Okay, wow. Good thing you only need a 4, huh?
Yep. I've been thinking about this for a while. I'm going to spend a mini.
Okay.
Let's spend another mini. It's at -4, right? And one more
right.
mini.
Okay.
Work, gosh darn it. It didn't work. Shoot.
No dice?
No dice.
Too
But that would have been
bad.
cool if I missed, or if I did it.
That would have been pretty sweet. So you aimed, and it was awesome. But the outlaw number 4 jumping up onto the wooden platform with you, as soon as he hit, the whole platform buckled, and you had to.
Let's drop that thing. Let's say it broke it.
You want to say it broke it?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to need to be a specific action for that, though. You can break
Okay.
it on your next round, but
Okay.
all the same. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, your arrow flies off and does not hit outlaw number 1. Next, we have Freelord May.
Does that count as shooting into melee since there are other people there?
It does. Yes, it does. So that is going to be
I got a
some
2. Though.
bystanders. If you roll a 1. Did you roll a 1 on your shooting die?
No.
He rolled 3 bennies. He didn't roll a 1.
Yeah. Then it doesn't actually hit anybody.
Okay.
And next, Freelord May.
I am going to use the rope to grapple Dion.
Okay. So that'll be opposed fighting checks then.
I think it's actually the opposed agility.
No, grappling is opposed fighting to grapple.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then it's strength or agility to break free.
Okay.
Yeah. So my fighting check is a 6.
I beat you by 1, but I spent a benny.
Okay, sounds good. So you do manage to wrestle Dion to the ground. And actually, you can have a +2 because of the rope. That
Okay.
makes sense. So
I
you
still
actually
have to
beat me
spend the
by
Benny.
3. That's fine. You make an opposed strength or agility to break free, and you can make an opposed strength or agility to cause damage. So he is currently grappled, but that's your only action this round?
Yeah.
Okay. He's like, you tackle him to the ground, but he's like snarling at you. He wants to bite you. He's really frothing at the mouth at this point. Next, we have the bad guys. So he is not going to make an attempt to break free. He's just going to make a strength. No, he's going to make an agility check to try and damage you. So this is opposed agility.
You know it takes place at a -4 penalty, right?
-4, yes, that's right. Oh yeah. So any other? Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
Anything besides trying to break free results in a -4.
Yeah, that's fine. No, he's heedless. And my 8 exploded, so I got a total of 11. So you have to beat a 7.
For agility?
I'm sure it's going to be really difficult.
It might be. Nope.
What'd you get?
10.
10? Okay. Yeah, so he snarls after you and wiggles around and tries to bite you on the ear, and you manage to just barely wiggle out of the way. Next, we have outlaw number 3, who is going to dive into this melee and attack you. And I believe, yeah, so fighting check from him is a D8. Your parry is 10 or some crazy shit like that, so it doesn't matter. He missed. And then let's see here. Outlaw number 4 is going to attack Jan with a big ol' axe. Jan, what is your parry?
12.
12. Jesus, you guys are parry. So that's a miss. And then the 2 outlaws who are over by the fallen tree are going to attack Sir Faulkner. So Faulkner, is your parry 14 right now?
I mean, unless it's higher for some reason, because I'm just so damn handsome.
That is ludicrous. Okay, so first one misses. Second one also misses. So all four of these attackers like dive after you errants, and they're hacking and slashing with their axes and their swords and their hammers, but you guys manage to nimbly dodge out of the way, parry all of their blows, and there are several blows. Next, we have Sir Falconer.
Well, seeing at how inelegant and pathetic these are, I just kind of laugh. I was almost just like a little bit kind of slightly scared of them, but they're clearly inept. So now I'm just going to try and trip one up and stab him. So I'm going to make an agility check. Yeah, I'm just going to be able
I got a 1 on my agility check, and if you're doing multi-action, then it's -2. But I mean, I rolled a 1.
Well, I got a 5 after it, so that's still with a raise. So that's good enough for me.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So then you, with a raise, I am shaken, and my parry is at -2. So go ahead and attack me.
But your parry is -2?
Right now, my parry is 3 again.
Well, 6 is not with a raise, but I don't think I need a raise to kill this guy.
Yeah, you should be fine. My toughness is 7 though.
Oh, maybe I... No, it's fine. Oh, no, I'm going to re-roll that. I'm going to try and hit you with a raise. Because you said it was 3?
3, yeah. You don't have to
Okay,
roll very high.
there we go. Got a raise. All right. And I cannot re-roll damage?
Nope.
Okay, I got a total of 5 with 3 dice.
Alas, that is a bummer. Yeah, toughness is 7, so you are striking out with your sword, but this guy just barely manages to parry the blows with his wild, erratic movements.
I go to like slash at him, and he just raises his sword. I'm like, I'll just slash through his shitty sword. And oh wait, no.
Oh, doesn't work. Too bad. Next, Darkhood.
Okay, yeah, I had to go to the bathroom, so I went ahead and re-rolled everything, or pre-rolled everything even.
Okay.
I ended up with a 7 to hit on number 2 once again,
Nice.
but I only got a 4 on the damage. So
too bad. Not working out for you.
no, my dice are terrible.
Okay, so now these embers are no longer spreading. They are an active fire. And Freelord May, you are rolling around in it. So I'm going to need you to make an agility check to avoid catching on fire.
Okay. You want me to do that now or on my turn?
Yeah, go ahead and do it now. Dion will do the same, even though
13.
you are engaged with him. All right, that's nice. 7 total, so 6, 5. All right, good to know. Did not catch on fire, either one of you. Now, initiative for this round. Sir Falconer, you have an ace of clubs.
Yes.
Freelord May, you have a 6 of diamonds. Jan, you have a 2 of spades. Darkhood, you have a 3 of clubs. And the bad guys have a king, of hearts. So, Sir Falconer, it's your turn first.
Well, is his sticks or his parry still low?
Until his next turn, yeah.
So if I do it again, will it go down even lower?
I don't think it'll stack.
Oh, well then I won't make an agility check. Can I?
Okay.
If I wild attack, I get an increase on my attack but a lower on my parry, or do I increase the damage?
But -2 to your parry until your next action.
I'm going to wildly attack this guy because I've got a description I want to do.
Yeah, and you're all walking tanks anyway, so it's not like you need your parry.
God. Nobody better actually fucking hit me because I'm spending all my damage on this. There we go.
You got +2 to your fighting, and you still need to spend a penny?
I want to make sure I get a raise.
The target is 3!
Oh, no, I didn't spend a penny. I forgot that target was 3. I got a raise without spending a penny.
Okay.
I was shaking. Now I'm going to add 2 to
7.
I'm going to add a 2 to this. Was he still shaken from you getting a raise earlier?
He is, yeah. But that doesn't actually affect like rolls against him.
No, but it means that I only have to hit him. I don't need to get a raise on this.
For damage? I thought you were rolling.
Yeah,
You're
to roll
already hit.
damage.
Okay, yeah.
I don't need
And
to get a
so-
raise to kill him, though, right?
Yeah. So any damage you roll is going to go straight to wounds. It's going to skip over the shaking condition. And you do get +2 damage, remember.
Yeah, so even if I would still... Never mind. Anyways, so I swing at his sword, and that misses. So I kind of skate behind him, and then I just swing wildly at him, just stabbing, just erratically.
Mm-hmm.
And I put several swords into his bones.
Nice. I like it. How much damage was it total?
Let's see. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Oh, yes. Oh, my yes. He is dead. Dead. So it's just you and this one outlaw on this fallen tree at this point.
Well, he can't hit me. I've got beautiful armor.
That's what you think, anyway. Let's see here. Let's find out. So, he is going to, as an agility trick, drive you back up onto the fallen tree, and he's also going to try and attack you. So, first of all, opposed agility tricks. I got a 4.
I got whatever 6 times 3 is.
18? Okay, I'm not even going to try to spend a penny on that thing. All right, so he does manage to drive you up onto the fallen tree, but he does not manage to, because of it. And then he's going to make his attack, which is also an 8, opposed to your 12, because of your wild attack.
Yep.
That was ace. So 8, 9, 10, 11. -2 is only 9. He does not hit you.
You aced and you still miss.
So his axe, he's bringing it around, and it's like hacking into the tree on either side of you, but he just can't manage to get through your defenses.
Well, he
Meanwhile-
put me behind the tree, and I just ducked behind one of the branches, and he cut off the branch. I'm like, bitch.
Meanwhile, up in the red tower, outlaw number 4 is pissed at Jan, and he comes after him with a... this is going to be an agility trick to collapse the floor and cause both of them to suffer falling damage. So, agility trick, Jan, you can do an opposed agility. I got a 7.
It doesn't look like he's there.
Oh no, where is he gone? Jan.
Just do Dion. You can go back.
Okay, yeah, let's skip on to Dion. It'll be his turn. He is going to lie still all of a sudden in this grappling, and the fire is right there, and he doesn't even care. He is going to use another power,
Okay.
the fear power. And
Don't forget your
I don't-
-4.
I'm
The weird
tempted
thing
not
is-
to give it to him because he doesn't really do anything for this
I
to happen.
understand your logic behind that. On the
Yeah.
rules, it does say every action that's not trying to get.
It's true. I'll give him the -4.
Oh no, I'm just saying. I'm
So-
just saying. Like, I don't care one way or the other. Just
No, I gotcha.
Man, if I can't walk over somewhere to get ready to stab somebody, you can't.
It's true. It's true. Fine. Ooh, but my 8 did explode, so I got 15 total. -4 is 11, which is a success with a raise, which means you have to make a spirit check at -2 to avoid
Okay.
being terrified.
What's my goal?
4.
4 -2.
Yeah,
No,
and this guy
4.
nearby.
My roll was a -2. I have to beat a 4.
Yes. Yeah.
Ties go to me.
Ties go to you. And
6
the
-2 is 4.
Nice. Okay. Congratulations. So basically what happens, he looks at you and you can see in his eyes the darkness of that alley from the dream before. But you can also feel this pressure on your chest, just like before in this combat. And it's really oppressive. He's actually underneath you in this grapple right now, but it feels like he's weighing down heavily upon you. The guy next to you, this outlaw, he experiences this again, and he just grips his head, screams, and starts to stumble away into the forest. You're engaged in grapple, so you don't have a free attack against him. But
I never even really noticed he was there in the first place.
and actually, he's going to stumble away into the bramble. And so he is near Darkhood.
Okay.
And I believe that's all of the bad guys.
Outlaw 4.
So, Outlaw 4. He...
Yeah, he's taking
Okay,
an attack.
Jan, you're back.
He's back now.
I had a 7 on my agility trick. You need to make an agility opposed to see if you can avoid falling damage from this floor being busted out.
Oh, so he broke the floor?
Yeah.
Darn, I was going to push him off my next turn. Or my turn.
Oh, shucks.
The agility?
And like I said, I rolled a 7.
I did much better than that. I got a 13.
A 13? Okay. Yeah, so this guy, like I said, he's got an axe, right? And he wheels back. He brings the axe up over his head, and he slams it down right where you're standing. But you manage to dive out of the way. So this floor collapses, and he falls down. You got a high enough roll on your agility trick. I think it's fine if you say you like hop onto the wall or something and don't actually take this falling damage. But he suffers one... Sounds good?
Yeah.
He suffers 1d6 for every 10 feet, and he fell 20 feet, so there's a 2d6 damage. So he suffers a total of 7 damage, which hits his toughness. So he, you watch him as these floorboards beneath you, they don't really like creak and groan so much as they just like fall. They collapse in on each other, bust into dust and mulch. And they fall on top of him down at the bottom, but they're so pathetic that he manages to like knock most of them off of his shoulders. And so that is that.
Well,
Next.
can I fall on him then?
On your action, sure.
Okay.
Next action was the 6 of diamonds. I believe that's Freelord May.
Yeah, one of my favorite characters I had was a lancer who jumped on people.
Nice. Good old dragoons.
I know, right? Okay, my turn. I am going to wild attack Dion.
Okay.
I am going to headbutt him and try and knock his head into the rocks for more damage.
Okay, so this will be a non-lethal attack
Yes,
or a lethal?
non-lethal attack.
Okay, so a non-lethal wild attack. You get +2 to your fighting, but it's -1 because you're dealing non-lethal damage, so it's really only +1.
Do I have
And-
extra damage, or is his parry lower because he's prone and grappled?
Well, here's the thing. You're grappled with him.
Okay.
You can make an opposed strength or agility to cause damage, but it doesn't let you make a fighting attack. And
Okay.
a wild attack gives you a bonus to fighting. So I don't think you can actually wild attack here. Unless you were to choose to disengage.
Oh, I think I could wild attack. I just wouldn't get the +2 to fighting. I'd still
That's
get
fair,
the
yeah.
+2
You
to
get the +2 to
damage.
damage. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so then are you doing opposed strength or agility?
Agility.
Okay. Then go ahead and make that roll. I got a
Ooh.
7.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
I love
Haha.
hearing that.
22, including the -1.
Jesus, okay. So that's definitely a success with a raise. So why don't you go ahead and roll damage for me?
Okay. Any raises on damage?
Yeah, roll an additional d6. I'm
Okay.
double checking on the rules about grapple damage, but I'll let you know.
Well, it's not technically. It's kind of weird.
Damage the victim on a success. He does his strength and damage, gaining the extra d6 for a raise is normal. So it's just like unarmed damage.
11 damage.
11 total. So
Oh,
his
no. 13, including the +2.
13. So his toughness is 7. And so that's going to be a total of a success and 1 raise. So he's shaken and he now has 1 wound. So shaken with 1 wound, and I'm not going to do anything to change that.
And I don't know if it matters, but it is non-lethal damage.
Right, yeah. So he's closer to being incapacitated than being killed. Next, we have Darkhood. You are in this bramble, and you see an outlaw running toward you, panicked from some terrifying thing that happened over by the campfire.
Okay.
which is currently burning out of control.
He looks like he just is just running for the hills, right?
Yeah, full flight.
Okay. So I'm gonna see the panic and the terror in his face, and recognize how debilitating it is. And trying to get a hold of myself, I'm actually going to bite down on my lip with my fangs, to kind of try to force myself through pain to kind of center. And I'm going to drop my bow where I'm standing, and I'm going to head over to a rock, just a piece of the crumbled tower or what have you, something probably about the size of maybe a basketball or a little smaller.
Okay.
And I'm probably going to have to take minuses to do this, and I know it's going to piss him off, but I'm going to actually run over to Dion and drop the rock on his head.
Oh, geez. Okay. So there's definitely like room for there to be a rock in this area, right? On the way to Dion even. The outlaw is in full flight. And so you head over with your rock and go ahead and give me some damage there. Although it's worth saying the waves of fear are crashing over you as you're approaching this guy.
And that's exactly why I'm trying to do this. I sense him as the source of this, and I want it gone. So,
okay.
So even if I have to take minuses or whatnot, I just think that this makes the most sense for my character. So,
totally. It'll be just like an improvised weapon. And improvised weapons, let's call it a medium weapon. So damage is strength plus d6, but there is -1 to your attack and parry while you're using it.
Okay, but do you want me to roll a fighting or a?
It'll be fighting, yeah.
Okay, so with no modification on the attack, just on the damage.
It's -1 to attack and parry. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So -1 to this, and my fighting is a D8. All right. Okay, so and do I know what the target number is to hit?
Yeah, you're trying to beat. It's 10.
Oh, good lord. Okay. Then I will go ahead and spin a Benny.
Okay.
Come on, baby. Shit. I'll spin one more.
Okay.
You might get +1 from gang up.
That's fair. +1 for gang up, sure.
Okay, yeah, no way. I think the highest that I got was a 7.
Too bad. All right, yeah. So you've got this rock over your head, but you're just not sure you can bring it down without also hitting Freelord May.
Well, I'm probably just panic stricken still.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It is a big moment, and you can have a Benny for that. I like that narration. That was good. Okay, so that's that, and I believe finally it is Jan, son of Jan's turn.
So what did I jump onto? Like the tower itself?
Yeah, I imagine, like the wall had crumbled away enough that there was 2 feet that you could hide behind and get cover, but you were standing on the wood. And so when he collapsed this wooden floor, you just hopped up the 2 feet onto this wall and watched him fall down.
Okay, so am I on a study platform now?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so Jan will look down at him, and he was shaken, I guess you say, but he stands up. And,
Yeah, he's
and the guy
shaking.
kind of dusts himself off.
Yeah.
Jan just looks down on him and fires an arrow into his foot.
Oh man.
And so I'm doing
another called shot.
Doing a called shot for a limb.
Okay.
And it's not any extra damage, but I can have a special effect.
Yeah.
If I get him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try to pin his foot to the ground.
Okay. So we can call this a ranged grapple if you succeed. The -2, but you'll need a 4.
There's my 8 exploding now. So, sorry, math. 13.
13. That hits with a raise. So give me some damage on that thing.
So 3d6.
Try not to kill him.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10 total.
Yeah.
Yeah, his toughness is only 7, so that is shaken. So yeah, the arrow hits him in the foot, but he's already shaken, so it's actually a wound, which means you aim for the foot, but you hit him like right in the neck instead. 'Cause
Well, no, I hit him in the foot.
it's
and,
just an artery.
Yeah, but to Jan, it looks like I pinned him to the ground, and then Mutt, who's been lying low, leaps up and grabs this guy by the throat and just pulls him down.
Okay. Brutal. You can have a Benny for that. That's nice. Yeah, that's the end of the round. So outlaw number 4 is dead. And at this point, outlaw number 3 is panicked, so he's gone too. Wait a second. I need to do that.
I thought he panicked into that location.
He did, but now, I mean, the next turn, he's going to be out of there. We'll have fled. So, initiative. We've got Sir Faulkner with a queen. I promise there are jokers in here. Freelord May with a 9. Jan with an 8. Darkhood with an ace. And the bad guys with an ace as well. This is the ace of spades, and Darkhood has the ace of diamonds, so the bad guys will go first. But first, I need everybody in the campfire area, Freelord, Darkhood, and Dion, to make agility checks to avoid catching fire from this fire that is now raging and, in fact, spreading over toward the bramble. You know what? It's also spreading to the fallen tree. So, Dion's agility check was a 4, but it's at a -1 to his wound.
What is the smoke doing now? I would assume that the smoke would be so bad that I can't shoot confidently in either of those directions.
I would say so, yeah. There's light cover in those areas, or let's say medium cover from the smoke.
But not in
Okay.
the... Oh, it doesn't matter.
It would be everywhere but the red tower.
13.
You got a 13 to avoid catching on fire?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I don't
And
like catching
then-
on fire.
Darkhood, what about you?
I threw it into the chat, but I got a 7.
Okay, a 7, cool. So you succeed as well, but Dion does not. And I rolled a 1 for damage, so he is on fire, but he's not really burning up yet. However, he is screaming at it, howling about it, in fact.
Does he take
So-
any wounds from it?
No, the 1 damage didn't beat his toughness, so it's not enough to actually hurt him. So that's that, and then outlaw number 1 is going to attack Sir Faulkner, but it's just going to be a smarts trick to try and, like, he's going to try and point like, oh, fire, look out, behind Sir Faulkner. So Sir Faulkner, it's an opposed smarts. What is your smarts? Sir Faulkner? Are you there?
Well, I'm super smart, so I'm going to just roll this awesome die.
I got a 2.
Did you
Pathetic.
really? Do I
Yes, I did.
do I win if we tie?
Yes. I'm the one instigating, but you're the one reacting, so it would be you, yeah.
Yep. Gotta
That-
say I'm pretty smart here with my 2.
Is frustrating. Shoot. Okay, so the outlaw number 1 is as ineffectual as he has always been.
So,
And
so, huh,
now
so look
dark.
behind you. Didn't work, but it almost did.
He almost did. I almost
Very
looked behind me,
intelligent.
but then I was like, no, he's going to swing his axe at my head.
You figured it out. All right, Darkhood, it's your turn.
Okay, he's gonna try again.
Okay.
At what he was doing last round.
Aiming at it again. All right, so give me the fighting check.
Okay.
And I will say you get a
All
+2 because he's engaged. No, because it equals. Never mind. No bonus.
Okay. So my wild die exploded, and it comes out to a 9.
9. Sweet. Yeah, that beats his. Oh wait, his parry is 10.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Wait, what about gang up?
All right.
Gang up. You do. Yeah, you do have the gang up bonus, so it is 10. You do.
Oh, so
hit
that
him.
will be 10.
Thank you, Alex. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes,
damage.
I'm a hero.
Damage is strength plus d6.
Strength plus d6, which I think is also a d6. It is. Okay.
We're trying to beat a toughness of 7.
Oh, it's probably not going to happen with my luck tonight.
Stun or stunned penalties or whatever, wound penalties.
Shaken and wounds they don't affect like toughness or parry. Yeah.
Okay, well, I did get 7.
7?
5 and a 2. So.
Okay, so that's a success, which means he has suffered a second wound. This giant rock, you were aiming for his head, you said, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, because you weren't doing a called shot, which would have meant that you did.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I was just doing that just for flavor.
Yeah, let's say you hit him in the shoulder instead, because there's still quite a ton going on the ground here.
Perfect.
So that's that. And then next we have Mr. Sir Faulkner.
Mr. Sir, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So this guy is not shaken or anything, right?
Oh, yeah, he's a normal dude.
Well, I'm gonna fucking trip him up with my agility check. I'm not gonna reroll that. I got a 9. You're gonna get better than 9. You're gonna get a 3.
A 3?
That's what you're gonna get. I got a 9.
Okay, a 9, and you're doing. Sorry, this is an agility trick?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got an 8, which aces, which is a 10 total, so I got a 10. Feel my pain.
Well, fine. I'm still gonna stab you.
Okay, well, I
gonna be
can't hold
great.
that against you.
Stab you
-2.
right in your body.
You're just trying to hit a 3 or a 5. Sorry.
Well, if I'm trying to hit a 5, then I gotta get a 9 because I gotta get a raise. Because these guys.
Why
Wouldn't that
settle
technically
for
be an
anything
11? -2 for multi-action penalties?
Yeah.
I factored in. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
Okay. Well, I rolled a total of 13. What did I need to get?
11.
Yeah, so you got it. Attack or hit with a raise, so go ahead and give me damage against a toughness of 7.
All right. I have to get a raise, so I have to get 11.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't re-roll this. Oh, wait, I can re-roll that one. I think I got... Oh, I rolled one
You
of them.
shouldn't be able to
I
re-roll.
rolled a 1, a 2, and a 6.
Nice, okay.
And I was like, fuck, I didn't do it. And my 6 re-rolled is a 3. So 1...
So 9, so 12 total.
Yes!
Nice, okay, so that is a success with at least 1 raise. So outlaw number 1 is out for the count.
So I don't actually even stab him. I like stab at him, and then I grab his shoulder and force his head through a branch.
My God. Reminds me of Saving Private Ryan. Shh, shh.
I have not seen that movie. Spoilers.
Yeah, everybody who
Hey,
hasn't
man,
seen
there's
this
an expiration date on that shit.
15-year-old
You seen the
movie.
Passion of the Christ yet? Jesus dies.
Spoilers!
All right,
I
so that
haven't
was
finished
that.
the Bible yet.
It is
Do
Freelord
you know
May.
how Titanic ends?
That happens about
Yeah.
halfway through, dude. You don't have to finish it.
Okay, I haven't finished the first chapter yet.
Yeah, I got through the first couple of lines. Like, this shit is boring.
So Freelord May is currently grappling with a man who is on fire.
Yo. And it's my turn.
It is, yeah.
Repeat of last action. Headbutt to the death.
All right. He's
Incapacitation.
got 2 wounds already.
Yeah, we're going to try and finish that. Haha.
What's your attack?
15.
15 hits with a raise. Give me some damage for that guy.
Okay.
And this is non-lethal?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it still hits with a raise. Toughness to beat is 7.
11.
11. So that is a success with a raise, which means he goes from 2 wounds to 4. He is incapacitated. You slam his head into the ground, and he passes the hell out. However, the smoke that kind of wisps out of his body instead of going into the ground, it spreads out over the area and actually smothers the fire around you guys. And it's not that it rises up, it's just that the sky goes black despite the fact that it's like daytime, right? And I need all of you to make spirit checks again versus fear, and these will all be at a -2. And Darkhood, you're at a -4 because this is really, really triggering for you.
And I'm so heroically handsome and brave and noble that I'm going to just give myself an additional -2 just to prove my mettle.
Sounds good. You can take a penny for that.
Good, because I'm going to spend it.
I got a 6.
So did I.
6. Okay.
What did I need to get a total of?
4.
My die exploded, and I ended up with a 10, so -4 is a 6.
Nice.
Oh, wait
All
a
right.
second. I only need to make a 4, and I have a -4, right?
Mhm.
Oh, thank God I made it.
Okay, just barely.
Just barely.
All right. So you guys are all hit by a fresh wave of fear that you nonetheless managed to overcome. I'm going to go ahead and switch back away from this so you can all see my pretty face.
Oh, that's what you look like.
Yeah. At long last, here I am.
That.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's a common misconception. So anyway.
You're perfect.
Oh, thanks. You get 5 pennies.
I was quoting somebody.
Bribery
God.
works very well in this game, apparently.
Yeah. Forgotten all about that. Anyway, remind me when I get up the air to tell you another story about today. But anyway, so yeah, this fear hits everybody, right? The sky goes dark, and all of a sudden, Warren, you are thrown off of Dion because there is this figure who is hunched over Warren's chest.
Over
And,
Dion's chest?
Dion's chest, yeah, sorry, thank you. I can show you exactly what this thing looks like.
Please
It
don't.
looks like
Please don't.
this,
I gotta skip.
crouching upon Dion's chest. This is Dion, and this is a horse, but this is the creature.
That's
right?
a horse,
Except
of course.
Except it's pitch black, and its limbs are actually really gaunt and really long, and they're like folded up around its otherwise really bulbous and heavy mass, right? And it turns around and it looks at everyone.
Get the
And that
fuck
is-
away from my friend. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
And then it just scowls at you, and all of a sudden it's not there, and the sky is light again, and Dion is laying on the ground, but his breathing is extremely heavy.
He has a really nice figure, though.
Hey man, he's a friend of mine. Of course he does. Friend, air quotes.
So, what's the reaction?
Make sure my enemy isn't possessed anymore by whatever crazy thing that was, but he's staying tied up for now.
Rock
He's
to the
still
head.
on the fire.
Unless
Shit
somebody
is on
stops him.
fire. I'm leaving.
Yeah,
The fire went out.
Yeah, the fire was smothered by the mist.
Oh, okay. I missed that part.
Rock-
So,
Rock to the head unless somebody's going to stop me.
Hell yeah, I am. You're not killing my friend.
you do
Yeah, I'm
notice
gonna-
he looks like he's still very tired, but his eyes are at least clear.
You know, with some wine, we'll fix that.
Jan's going to jump down, and everyone's going to hear him yelling at Mutt because Mutt was starting to eat the carcass.
Okay. You can have a penny for that. However, I think we're going to fade to black here, and we will pick up on back in Denvorn town at the beginning of our next session. So, for everyone who tuned in, thank you very much. You might also think about heading over to the link at the bottom of the show notes and checking out Mr. Jeremy Lilly's Caldera game, set in a fantasy version of the Wild West of his own creation. It takes place in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and me, Derek, and Alexander are all players in it. So thanks everyone for tuning into this show. We hope to see you again. I know that we're going to be on a little bit of hiatus. I think it's going to be 3 weeks or so before we play again. But until then, go forth, errants, and walk the way's margin.